Well, good morning, everybody. Aloha. Greetings, ma familia. All right, well, it's me, 5XP. We got to do. Thank you. You're so kind. You're all million of you. You guys are awesome. Oh, heart hand. Anyway, it's in a silly mood this morning. Glad to be here. We're playing the second session of Elder Scrolls. Let's get that up. Since they don't pay me, I figured I'd do it anyway. We're doing Elder Scrolls, the Betrayal of the Second Era. Pretty sure I'm saying that right. Betrayal of the Second Era. Yep, I'm good. We're good. This is a chip theory game. Chip theory games game. I think I'm trying to be correct. And today we're specifically trying to test how well it works coming back out of the box when you save state. So and I know if you weren't there live last week, I haven't gotten my video up yet, so you're not going to know what happened last week unless you were here last week. But you guys are going to be great test subjects because you're going to see how well it jumps right out of the box using their save state system. So in the box, this is probably one of the reasons I like chip theory games. They have little trays with little cutouts, so you can just place the tray as is, seal it up, lock it away. Now, when I was doing this, putting it away on last Friday, I noticed, well, that was odd, because if you look, see if I can get the light to glare properly here. This and this, these two pieces are for pegs. I'm like, well, geez, Joey, aren't there pegs here and here as well? So those you don't save. So those pegs, see, your XP you do save. Your current, and I don't even know why you necessarily need to save this, because that's kind of your character. You can just write that down somewhere and then put the peg back. Yeah, whatever. This is your recover peg. So I'm still at recover 2. Yeah, maybe I'll upgrade that today. I don't know. This right here is your stance. So my character does not need to stance dance. But think of it, oh wow, this is not really very global, but if you're a warrior in World of Warcraft and you were jumping, like you're playing vanilla and you're jumping from berserker stance to, defensive stance to, battle stance, that's basically what this is. So, you jump to this, you can do single hand, two hand, defensive, ranged, or magic. That doesn't need to be saved. You declare that at the beginning of your turn. And obviously when you play again, the beginning of your turn is the first turn you take. So there's not going to be anything that would require that to be saved. So that's why they don't save that one. Then we have this one down here, which is your tenacity. That one, you actually lose. It's, again, man, I am so specific with my examples. But that is another World of Warcraft warrior thing. Like you get rage, you switch stances, it's gone, right? If you don't, spec out properly. So this tenacity actually does not keep from playthrough to playthrough. So that gets wiped. So that's why there are no cutouts for that on the save state board. So if you were like me and you were trying to figure out, why there were 2 save state for pegs when there were 4 peg areas, well, that's why. At least that's what I'm figuring. And so therefore it's gospel. Amen. All right. I also decided to keep it in the tray, as you noticed. So I can lift it up and show you guys what the heck's going on with my tray now. Because it's nothing custom. These are the trays that come with the game. I'm trying to think what else we were doing when we left last time. So we finished at the end of a day. And so my notes, my campaign journal thing says start day 9. All right. I recall, a little recap. We started down here on the map. Let's grab a little thing. We started down here in Lilmuth. Then we trounced around and went to this city of stone wastes. Checked off the first quest piece, which, if I pull out my gazetteer, let's see, we were the curators of chaos. Let's see, the quest objective was to travel to Stormhold, which is this marker all the way up here. And then if we go to there first, we go to like choose your own adventure style. We flip to page, B22 or whatever, do whatever. But instead we went to another place. We went to another town, did another step, traded in a legendary treasure for an experience to get a hint from some, I don't know, witchy old lady or something. See, so page 33. She told us to travel to Stormhold and proceed to the next quest. Basically, she's Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Where do we go? We go in the basement, so of Stormhold. So since this is the current quest objective, I'm going to go ahead and reread this one. Put my old man readers on. That's my demo. All right, so the elderly Argonian woman you track down is happy for the company. Not many people are in the market for tales of the past these days, nor do they care for the future, which the past can foretell and interpret, she says. They only care for the now. She explains that the tome is a volume on uses for the mineral colloquially known as Stormhold crystals. Rare, volatile rocks that can be found deep underground in the Shadowfens region, particularly in the area of Stormhold. Some believe that these crystals can harness the power of evil itself, and anyone who possesses the book must carefully steward the secrets within. Before you go, she provides you with some old map fragments that help make sense of the area's labyrinthine tunnels. She also gives you a word of warning. Some gray-robed folks were here only a few days prior asking around about the codex themselves. I didn't tell them much, they seemed the bad sort. But if you want the book, you'd better be ready for a fight. So, our current quest was travel to Stormhold and proceed to quest step D24 for that day's encounter. And it says recommended by day 12. Okay. It initiates a delve and the end of the quest. So, we kind of took the advice of some other people that had played this before that you don't want to rush. You don't want to rush up the map to your final quest because you will be under-leveled. Your skills will not be up to task for the final battle. And so we went to the Stone Wastes. We did not pick up any extra quests. Then we worked our way up. We did a clash or two, and we worked our way up to that percolating mine, right? And we got our percolating mire. Sorry. Then we picked up 2 quests. Maybe we picked up one and then got another one somewhere else. But if you remember, we did Mercs and Scales. So, the Argonian crime lord was terrorizing the region. So we went to the nearest, let's see, this blue chip is us. We went to the nearest battle mark and initiated this quest. And it basically said, okay, gather your combat pool of baddies, then add another bad guy. All right, we're like, son of a gun. And then it gave us choices, right? So it gave us 2 choices. We could go straight for the bad guy, kill him, win, but only get a little bit of good stuff. Or after we defeat him, we turn on his little minions and say, too late for you guys, and we can defeat them to get extra treasure, which we did. So we defeated the bad guy, got the extra treasure, and now we've got some setup over here for our treasure. So we're at max, right? I think it's, you get 4, what's it called? In slot or active slot? No, something else. Readied, maybe readied items. Check me on that, team. We get 4 readied items, and then we have 2 like in our backpack. And the setup I chose today, and I'll get all these guys so you guys can see them. I like this setup. And I'll tell you why. One, probably the one thing I really want to focus on today is this bow. So for this engage, so when I attack with it, if that attack includes no combat, that's these generic white ones. Oops, these go here. These generic white ones. If my attack includes none of those, then my range for that attack is 2 more. So my current range is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, based on the green tokens I have. Adding 2 would get me to 6. That is important, as we discovered late in the session last time, because we probably didn't read everything as well as we could have, should have, is that my class is Archer, and I'm a novice. I'm a novice until I hit this upgrade marker, and that's the same for every class you pick. You start out as novice, and you do not upgrade until this little upgrade thing is, you qualify for it. So defeat an enemy that is 6 or more hexes away. So that's the first clash, delve, whatever we get today. That's what I want to focus on, is getting that, checked off. Right on, right on. We good with that? Understood the assignment? So this bow is going to help us do that. That's our first item. And that's, again, we don't have to trigger it or anything. It's just active as long as the dice don't have, or my dice pool, my collected dice pool that I'm chucking doesn't include generics. That we'll get an extra 2. And this is the one we got from that combat, from defeating the terrorizing bad guy. These sea giant gloves. So these are legendary. They are armor that go at the glove position for 2 tenacity. Remember, tenacity is like the too many bones. It's like bones and too many bones, the same chip theory style. So they want, the way the game works is, my ADHD rule explaining. The way the game works is you're rolling dice. The dice have good things you want and then tenacity on the other sides. So on a roll, you might get good things you want, or you might get the alternative, which is, in this game, tenacity. Tenacity is then pooled and then used for good things later. So it's not bad. There really isn't anything bad that happens. It's just dice. Dice are, swingy. So I can spend 2 tenacity, and it doesn't say when, but I believe you use items on your turn. So 2 tenacity, remove a status die from your cooldown track and heal for 2. So the way I read this is, if there is not a status die in your cooldown track, you would still heal for 2. It says, basically, for 2 tenacity, you can remove a status die and heal for 2. So status die trigger at the start phase of your turn. So it's whatever status die is in your cooldown track will have already triggered. So this is a way to remove something that is, maybe, if you're looking at my tray, maybe it's really deep in your cooldown track and it's going to trigger like for 4 rounds or something and to very bad effect. So you just want to get rid of it. All right, then we've got Pearl Necklace. Get your minds out of the gutter. So for 2 tenacity, anytime when resolving your recovery step, recover 1 additional die for each legendary in my ready slots. Ah, there it is, ready slots. So this one, this is the second legendary. So when on my recovery, I can add 1 more die, or so basically 2. I get, for 2 tenacity, I get 2 more dice to pull out of my cooldown track at the recovery step. That's awesome. This game is all about spending your skill die. They go in your cooldown track, then after a while you get them back. So it's just a speeding up the mechanics of getting them back. Now this one I just haven't found an item that I would rather have, because this one is innate. So it's an armor piece with the head slot, and after an enemy engages you, recover your leftmost die on the cooldown track. So that's awesome. So if I'm getting attacked by 3 people, that's 3 dice I get back without expending tenacity or anything. And in my reserves, we've got a sip of health, which just expend it, heal for 3. And remember, the way that potions work is when you expend them, you tap them. And don't pay Wizards of the Coast for saying it. And then you have to go to a town, use a town action to refill it. And then we've got this one. This one was a new one. This is an armor, but it's an accessory. So this one is for 2 tenacity, deal a damage. Sorry, deal 1 adjacent enemy damage equal to the amount of fatigue in your cooldown track. So at the moment, this is like a late game item that seems really nice. Because if I'm thinking full of stuff, then you spending, what was that, 1 tenacity? Two tenacity, sir. So I would spend 2 to deal 1 adjacent enemy damage of, right now it would be 3. I would spend 2 tenacity to just do 3 damage. That's really great, right? But right now I feel like the mechanic I want is level the hell up. So maybe I'll put the mask in later, which would then give me 3 legendary items in my readied status area. So that's just, again, just recouping more. So my whole mechanic, which is not even related to my class of Archer, is to try to get dice back. Okay, so every turn I have options. Then our other class, or other quest I picked up was the Power of Teamwork. So the Captain Planet quest. This one was, this guy needed help. He joined the party, and if we did the thing, which we did, we get this, and then we go, after completing this quest, you may now discard it while in town to do a free inaction when we get to an inn. An inaction when we get to a town is that we fully heal, which we're 1 hit point down, and we get rid of everything, including the over fatigue in our tray. And so, man, I'm trying not to mega rule explain, wall of words hit you for 9,000, but not everybody was here last time. So let's be nice. 2 types of fatigue. We got black and gray. The gray is considered light fatigue, which we get when we want to push ourselves just a little bit harder, take another turn, move another space, or adjust a lockpick. That jumps into our tray, jumps into a tray, slides all the way in, and then when it is recovered, it goes back in the box. Then we've got this nasty fellow here. These black ones are called over fatigue. Those ones, when they recover, they go back in and slot back in. So those guys suck. The only way you're getting rid of those is maybe like a class action, a loot card, or an inn, like a rest action, an inn. And it stinks because, if you have a bunch of that over fatigue and you go to a town that has an inn, you're kind of forced to use it at the end to get rid of it, right? So that just handcuffs you a little bit. It's kind of like Kingdom Death when you don't have any freaking endeavors, right? You got 1 endeavor and you got 8 things you want to do, right? That's what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, last week, when we were done playing, when we were done in our session, it was fun. It was I had fun with this game. And I've got everything set up here on the table, and I'm really, compared to KDM, Kingdom Death, this is not a table hog. It really isn't. It can be. If you literally splay everything out, then it can be. But I don't think it is. I think it's fine. You certainly don't need like Aeon Trespass Odyssey, where you need an exploration table. then a combat table, like 2 distinct tables. This will be just fine. All right, So let's put up a poll here. I'm going to throw up a prediction here. Same as last time. How many XP moments am I going to have today? How many XP moments? So 5 XP. That's me. That's me. I'm 5 XP. Known to forget rules and forget things. So those are, and we call those 5 XP moments when I forget rules. How many times am I going to have a 5 XP moment where we're going to be like, oh, wait, but he's got the thing that makes it go this, so, oh, dang, so should we rewind it? Or whatever, all those moments. So we're fine. How many do you think I'm going to have? What do we got? Like 5 or less, or 6 or more? That's up to you. Have some fun with that poll. Again, the poll is on Twitch, so go away. So, again, I'm mainstreaming on Twitch, and I'm sending it out to... Oh, well, I guess I probably should send it out to Kick as well. I forgot to do that one. Anywho. Alright, so that's what we're doing today. We're playing some Elder Scrolls, and we're just going to start as if we were continuing. And maybe I'll do like a master edit, where I'll put all these things in one video. We'll see. Alright, so, new day. Starting at day 9. So we're doing the same kind of thing we do with Too Many Bones over here. We're doing the day and experience tracking. Pretty sure I screwed up the experience tracking, but whatever. Increase the day dial, then we're going to the overland phase. Check. Start of phase effects. We don't have anything. Move the party. So, yeah, I've got my cheat sheets. Go to Board Game Geek. Get yourself a couple cheat sheets. These fellow gamers are awesome. Gaming community, you guys rock. We pulled a marsh token or marsh card last time. So when we are flooding in the Black Marshes, we can only move 1. So this turn we're only going to be able to move 1. So we could move to a safe space with no marker, because we are wanting to go to this Alton Coromant area because it has an inn. We know it has an inn because we looked in the Gazetteer. We are allowed to look ahead at the Gazetteer to see what those landmarks do. That's not cheating, at least according to the official chip theory video. So we've got a choice. We can go to like nowhere, and then jump over here later, if the weather, depending on the weather. Or we can go over here and do our first peaceful encounter, overland encounter. I kind of want to do that just for the learning's sake. What do you think? Yep. All right, let's do it. So we move. Now, again, the map, you can move over those icon spaces. It's where you land that matters, where you finish. So we're gonna go ahead and stop here at the Forsaken Hamlet. Let's see. Trigger the encounter. So it's an overland, it's not a town, it's an overland encounter, and we pull one of these peaceful cards to see what the heck we do. The snare and snare alike. You hear a shout, and your way is suddenly barred by a squat Breton, hands planted firmly on her hips. Be wary of that path, traveler, she says. There's bandits in the air. There is bandits in the air. I'm testing out some new snares of my own design. She eyes you appraisingly. Maybe you could put in a little elbow grease. Help me set the traps, she suggests. After all, the more effective my traps are, the easier your journey will be. Well, okay, so that's the story side. Then you flip. Now, we learned last time that if it's circled in red, you have to do it if you landed on one of these sparks, like the unstable locations, these little sparks. Because then you would have rolled this, and it would have landed on this, and it would have been considered an unstable peaceful encounter. That's not the case this time. But if it was red, we would have had to select it. All right, so how we got? How many traps should we lay? And for this, when we finish, we're going to get 1 experience point. Draw a, that's this little solid spark at the top. Draw a random enemy of the level of your choice and place it on this card. Okay, what's that going to do? At the start of your next non-quest clash, reduce the calculated EP by the level of the enemy on this card. Then take the corresponding penalty according to the enemy's level. Ooh, okay. So if we want to reduce the next combat by 1, we'll just get a light fatigue. If we want to reduce it by 5, we get 2 light fatigue, and we're dealt 1 true damage. An undefendable true damage. And then if we pull a 10, is it pull randomly? Draw a random enemy. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm interrupting this because the mechanic is we get to randomly draw an enemy of the level of our choice. So it's either going to be a 1 or 5, or so we're going to grab one from this bag or this bag. All right. And then we can choose whether if we grab one from this bag, we'll pull an enemy and we'll either put it to the 10 side or the 20 side. If we pull one from this one, it'll be the 1 side or the 5 side. So it isn't random, but it is random. All right, then let's see. Level 10 is each adventurer gains 3 light fatigue. The worst thing ever. But is dealt 2 true damage. That's really rough. Then level 20 is each adventurer gains 1 over, 1 light, rolls a status die, gains it, loses all tenacity. Then after the battle, discard this card and return the enemy on this card to its back. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Knowing that the next battle might be the final battle, I gotta, Fu Manchu think on this one. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't like true damage, period. And we're day 9. The quest specifically stated that we do this by day 12. So let's see. If this is 9 and we can only move here, let's say we get marshy, crappy, flooded weather the whole time. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13 to get to the final quest. That means we're only going to do maybe 1 more battle. We could end up coming this way to do unstable and hope to get, whatever. This is going to be I think it's a delve, a peaceful or a clash. I don't know necessarily what's the best result. You guys have any ideas here? It's kind of fun, right? So we get to choose our fate here. It's worth only 1 experience, no matter what we do. So we could just do level 1, get ourselves a fatigue, and does it reduce the whole EP? Yeah, reduce the whole EP. That's the kicker. The mechanic. Oh, I hate min-maxing, but this is kind of one of those moments, right? So the EP, the enemy point value, or maybe it's something else. The EP value is based on the amount of people multiplied by the experience that you have, I believe. So right now, being 10 experienced peoples, and 1 of them, we'd get 1 level 10 baddie for the next one. So if we brought in a level 1, we wouldn't pull a level 10 baddie, we'd pull a level 5 baddie and 3 level 1 baddies. So, which would kind of make it a little bit more spread out, a lot more people to shoot at, maybe make it a little tougher. But 1 level 10 is going to be 1 guy that's really hard. Maybe he has high damage reduction, or maybe he has a really powerful attack that can knock us out in 1 hit. I don't know. So I am tempted to do a level 5. So that's 2 light fatigue and 1 true damage. 1 damage we can possibly live with, and reducing it by 5 would be significant. So what do you guys think? Is that a good one? 1 level 5? 1 level 5? I'm reaching for the bag. You still have time to stop me. You stop me, Smee. Try to stop me, Smee. Stop me, Smee. Oh, wait a moment. See what you guys say. Oh, and no pressure. Again, always, so no pressure. I love my lurkers. You guys are awesome. Don't need to say a darn thing. All you want to do is follow along at home. Watch a grown man fail at games. Totally fine with that. You want to chitty chat too? Awesome. Just makes the stream more fun. Just makes the stream more fun. Don't worry about a thing. Okay? Sorry, just making an adjustment. All right. So, I mean, might as well go. Sorry, just making sure things are green across the board. I made a bunch of adjustments on my multi-stream, and I think we're looking pretty good. All right, here we go. Now, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is at all. All that matters is that we choose a side, a level 1 or a level 5, right? So, I mean, I guess it does matter that we pulled this guy randomly. Maybe this was a really awful one that we're so happy to have on the card because then it can't be pulled for battle. I don't know. But I think we're going to put this guy, a level 5, on this card. So the next battle, we're going to gain, is it at the start? So yeah, it looks like we take it at the beginning before the battle begins. Yeah, at the start of the clash. Okay. All right. Oh, non-quest clash. That's very specific. So this will not trigger on this. It will only trigger if there's a battle on these two. All right. All right, something to think about. So this one, I think this quest is over. I don't think we do anything with this one. This is a reminder for our next in action, and this will be our reminder for the next battle. All right, so that was it. That was the peaceful thing. So that's pretty simple. All right, so there was no battle, and you got a reward phase. We didn't get anything for the encounter because we're only going to get this, I believe, when it comes into play. At least that's what I think. We don't get any bonus, no sky shards, no items, it was not unstable, so we don't get a reward for that. So yeah, moving on. We can gain advancements. Or do we get this now? Do we get that spark now? Yeah, I think by choosing and setting this down, we're going to get that reward then, as you know, because as if you were doing a battle, you'd get it after that battle. This one is, I don't think it holds on. I don't know. That's a good one. That's could be a potential 5 XP moment, but I'm going to go ahead and award that now. So then we can spend that to increase an attribute. Attributes are these, like our magic attribute, our combat attribute, or our stamina attribute. We can increase our cooldown stat, which unfortunately we need 3 XP to increase our cooldown stat. It's probably one of the things we need to do if we weren't built for cooldowns. So let's see what's next. Increase tenacity with leftover, promote class. Haven't done that. Add a skill line, add magicka. Nope. So right now I'm tempted to grab, it would cost me 2 experience points to get another purple die. And I feel like I'm going that direction. So we have 2 level 1s, we have a level 2, so now we actually can potentially get a level 3 dice for our class here, or for our main skill, which is bow. Whoops. No, that's right. So level 3 is this side. We could get this die, which has 4 sides that go into your active slot. Oh, sorry, Aziz. Which would, let's see, at the start of your turn, you may exhaust this die to recover up to 2 bow skill dice, or up to 3 if they are all snipe die. Oh, I guess I'd never thought about that. So it's telling you that the snipe die, which is your starter level die, there are actually 4 of them. We could buy 1 more of them. All right, Aziz, I'm sorry. I'm playing with your focus here. That's my fault. Yeah. Zoop, zoop. Does he hate me? Aziz hates me. Anyway, there are 4 of them. So I could spend 2 experience points to get another one of these. And remember, these have armor penetration and then do the damage based on the number. So there's 1, 2 damage. There's, I think, 3, 1 damage, and maybe 1 tenacity. No, it looks like maybe 4, 1 damage, and 1 tenacity. So these are your generic archer dice. But it does seem odd to fill up your tray maybe with level 1 dice when you could. Life is good, but it could be better. So these Vine Dusk dice allow you to recover 2 or 3 if you have if they're snipe dice. Let's see what else we got. We have the rapid fire. Oh, so basically that die, you would roll it. Here's my croupier. Here we go. You would roll it. It would go in your active slot, which if you're looking down here, that's this. And then at the start of your turn, you can take it out and exhaust it. You put it in your cooldown track to get that result. That's what that A means. That's what that A is. All right, rapid fire it's an immediate die. Deals 2 damage to your first target for each snipe die in your cooldown track prior to this engage. Okay, so another die that builds off the snipe die. Interesting. So we only have 2 snipe die. So do 2 damage to your target for each snipe die in your cooldown track. That's a lot. So, but here's that kicker. This is what it's saying. In your cooldown track prior to this engage. So all of your snipe die need to be in your cooldown track when you, at the start of your turn, or I guess after your recovery phase on your turn. If they're still in your cooldown track, then you do another engage with this die. It looks to see how many snipes are in your cooldown track and does that much damage. So basically, if you're alternating turns where you're throwing your snipe die on one turn, then you're throwing your rapid fire in your next turn, snipe die, rapid fire, snap die. Yeah, so that could work out as a really nice combo. Let's see, then we have that's on 3 sides of the rapid fire. Then on the 4th side is deal 2 damage to your target for each snipe die in your cooldown track prior to this engage. Then recover those die, replacing them with light fatigue. Ooh, I don't know if I like the light fatigue generating things. So, and then of course a cube has 6 sides, so 4 are rapid fire, and then 2 are tenacity. That's the understood. Right. All right. Or we could get an arrow barrage die, which has 4 of these, which is 2 damage to your target. Then choose to either roll arrow barrage again or exhaust it. Okay, why would we not want to roll it again if it does 2 damage to your target? Okay, let's find out. So that's 4 sides. One side is you must resolve this result. You are dealt true damage unless you drain all skill die rolled during this engage. Oh, there's your push your luck mechanic right there. Holy cow. This is a nasty one. So this is saying that if you get this side, awesome. Do 2 damage to a target immediately. If you don't get this, you might get this, which is you must resolve this. You cannot put it back in your tray. It is you are dealt 2 damage. true damage, so it goes through defenses. And any other skill die that you rolled with it are drained. That means they do not go in your exhausted cooldown track. They go off the board, like they are gone. They are exhausted, or not exhausted, they are drained, which is a whole nother keyword. It would look like it would just have the letter D here, and I think it would be in an awful red something, red shape. So that's a tough one. I mean, I like the one up here. The penalty is like you get light fatigue. Like you're like, light fatigue, whatever. That's not the worst thing in the world. But then to drain, let's say you rolled, you know, we rolled our acrobat dice at the same time, and then we got that result. Then these acrobat die they're gone. They're gone for the whole battle. That could be rough. So that seems rough, but it is a push your luck. You could continue to roll this with 4 results being possible and continue to do 2 damage, just like ka-chow, 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 ka-chow. So maybe that is not bad, you know, having 4 sides. Maybe it's like a late game thing where you're just like, you're in the thick of it. If you don't kill a bunch of things, you're gonna go down, and you just need to do a ton of damage. What would it be like the last Starfighter, the Blossom or whatever the heck it was called. Press the button, spin, do a bunch of bullets. Something like that. So, I like it. But I think I like the rapid fire die better. I don't think Vine Dusk training is going to fit. But I like the arrow barrage. Oh, okay. I also just rereading it. It also says to your target. This game works very specifically when it comes to targeting. So you declare your target, you chuck your die, and then you do results based on what you rolled. You can't split pea soup it. It is your target. So you can't do 2 to this one, 2 to that one, 2 to this one, 2 to that one. It's all to your targets. Basically, you're just filling that one guy full of arrows until he dead, or you roll a tenacity, or you roll. Oh yeah, that's an image of an arrow breaking. So yeah. So I mean, if you just rolled that die and combat dice, you won't care, right? So I think I might go with arrow barrage. I like the sound of the push your luck stuff, and if you do it smart, because you can't drain, I don't think you can drain regular combat die. I think you can drain these things, but I don't know if you can drain combat die. Anybody know? If you know, if I'm not thinking about this correctly, actually you could just take a look in a book, because this rule book, as we found out last time, is really good. This rulebook, man, Chip Theory Games. You guys nailed it this time. This book is incredibly clear on how to do this. Drained 60. All right, let's see if we can figure out if drained is. Yeah, drained says the skill die's ability is resolved instantly. Then the die is placed on the adventurer's race sheet, unavailable for the rest of the battle, and is considered drained. See end of battle cleanup. Now it doesn't say. It does not say. Necro, my man! I have to pause. Time out, time out. Hey, Necro. I don't know what's going on. I'm not getting alerts for your streams. I've got to go into my settings and figure out what's going on, because I just went on Instagram or something like that and saw your, like, hey guys, I'm live. And that was just me picking up my phone, you know, kind of the on your way to Slumberland ritual. And then I went to Twitch, and there's like something like 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, I'm like, and here I was like a week ago, I was like, man, why don't you stream no more? It's just like, I am. So I apologize, man. I've missed everything. And I feel bad about it, because the stuff you're painting is stuff I care about. So I apologize. Apologies. Apologies. But yeah, wanted to take a moment But I appreciate you painting. If you guys want to watch some good painting, head over to Necro Tomb's channel. Find something good. So I'm going to grab Arrow Barrage. That's my 2 XP purchase. Goes down to naught. And what does that look like? That is this one. So it tells you the level at the top. There's the broken side. We don't ever want to see that side again. So everything else is, yep, and then one, so 1 tenacity and 1 broken arrow. That was a bad move. We won't talk about broken arrow. There you go. So now I have 4 dice up here. So I have some options. Specifically, did that to try to work on this. Remember, because as long as there are not combat die, what's the wording again? If it includes no combat skill dice. Ooh, it does say skill dice. Combat skill dice. So maybe they do get exhausted. Okay, we'll just say they do get drained then. All right. That's it, I think. I think we leveled up. End of day, activate province effect. Oh, right. Where is it? Oh, so it's if you had a peaceful encounter, you look down here and you use that symbol. It is rainy. Rainy is, we get to move 2 this next time. Set the weather to rainy. Rainy is the party's base movement is 2. All right, that was it. And then recover cooldown dice. So I can get 2. I might as well get these 2, considering I can't mess with that over fatigue until I get to an inn. And then I get 2 health back. I recover 2 and get 2 health back. I was only missing 1. I guess then we do another day. So turn the day dial. We're day 10. I need to get to this town. So move in there. This is the Alton Coromant. So you grab the Gazetteer, go to Alton Coromant page. I don't know if it's alphabetical. Does not appear to be alphabetical. Okay. Oh, maybe it is. This is the traveling caravan and then the start of the towns. I'll read it first. We've got a port town. Port town. Oh, on the interior waterways. Literally, like, it's right here. The water is down here. How is that a port town? God, sorry. Should have kept reading. Port town on the interior waterways of Black Marsh, Alton Coromant is known for its distinctive landmark. A beached sailing vessel that serves as a variety of social and business functions for the city's, it says city's residents. Why would it quote that? The town is run by Captain One-Eye, an Argonian pirate on the lookout for the next payday. Okay. The town's special feature is called Open Contracts. As a free town action, an adventurer may discard an active side quest to gain 1 item from the shop. Then the town square is Smuggler's Trade. Discard an item, like a generic item, common item, to train any... What is that? Cloak and dagger kind of sneak skill line in the trainer bag. This is a well-supplied town. So we get, or we have to populate the shop, which has 3 common, 3 legendary. And we have to place those. I'll place those over here first. All right, the shop, which we haven't chosen to do yet, has a barbaric hickory shield. So, again, can only be used in defensive stance. It is type shield, deal 1 damage to an adjacent enemy for each combat skill die that was placed into an active slot disengaged. So, sounds like you're just shield bashing. Its overtax is when performing the above effect, deal 2 per die. Right. So, and then remember, overtaxing is basically you're breaking it. So after that it gets used, it's a broken. Let's see. Adra Blessed Quiver. Ooh, I like the idea of having something like that. So it's a quiver, an item quiver, and it says X tenacity. As an interrupt, when selecting a target, increase your range by X. And that's if you're in this stance, which you would be if you're, using a ranged weapon. You could spend X tenacity to increase the range by X. And that would be a legendary, which would count for my little, recover farm. Might be a direct upgrade for this, because I could burn 2 tenacity to increase the range by 2, and I could roll combat skill. Ooh, okay. So that's something I want. What else we got? Oh, we got consumables here. Let's do this. This one's not. Frog skin pouch. So using 1 tenacity as an interrupt while taking a shop town action, gain an additional item. I think that would be nice if I was multi-playing this, or multi-handing. But I've only got 1 character in this, so I don't think I want to use an active slot for that. All right, now here are my consumables. Not a big fan of consumables so much so far. Skeever Gumbo. Discard the item, then remove all over fatigue from any one adventurer's cooldown track. You gain tenacity or heals for the equal amount. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's see, Psychic, basically. Order, I guess, pigs in a blanket? I don't know. Discard this item, remove a collective total of 4 hit points chipped from any pet in an adventurer's ready slot. So the mechanic they have for pets is they don't last long. So pets are limited use things that hang out with you. And when some effect happens, you put a used token on them, like a hit point token on them, to indicate that they are not long for this life. This allows you to keep your pet longer. Orcish no rhubarb salad. Discard the item, then you may temporarily increase your stamina and magicka by a collective total of 2 for the rest of the turn. Yes, yeah, I mean, that would be nice, a little boost, but not what I'm looking for. So those are my 3 consumables. I think there's one very obvious one, so I will be taking a town action to get that quiver, because that would give me 3 legendaries. So the pearl necklace would give me that much more recovery. So we'll do that. But I also get a free in-action. So remember that? I get a free town action. No, a free in-town action. INN. So, I mean, I might as well, because this is probably the last one I'm going to do on this quest. So, I get rid of my overfatigue. I mean, that's something positive. And I heal to full, which I already am. Whatever. I get something good for it. All right, so that was my free town action. I get 2. 2, sir. What are my choices? What are the town choices again? Town choices are shop, trainer. All right, so you're supposed to always, because of the trainer symbols here, I grab 5. At least I think I grabbed 5. I could be doing that wrong too. Who knows? If you see a 5 XP moment, call it out. I may end up giving you guys a reward or something. So, let's see. I'll put them down here in the bottom. So, if this only had blue and red, I would have to take these yellow ones off, put them back in the bag. But since they have all 3 things, like, I don't know, sneaky, it looks like a little guy in a shadow cloak, a star, and a sword. So, like, all the main categories. So I don't know. I really don't think I'm planning on getting another skill line. If I were to get a skill line, it would probably be speech. Not doing two-handed, not doing heavy armor, not doing Adric summoning. So that Adric I think it's Adric. Daedric. Apologies. Daedric summoning is really cool. Its #1 skill die is like doing true damage around you. That's really nice. But no, I don't think so. So town actions are shop, trainer, inn, quest, guild kiosk, town square, alchemy stations. Don't need the alchemy station. Don't need the inn because I got that one for free. So I could go and get, if we're trying to maybe like min-max ourselves, like kind of hanging out here until we get what we want and then going, I could get some more quests. The guild kiosk, again, is still based on this, which is the Undaunted. Oh, come on, flippity dip. Which is, we discard all items in the shop and refill it with new items, then gain 1. So we could do our shop action now, get the quiver, discard the bow, and then do our guild kiosk, which refills it, and then we get 1 for free. So we'd be able to do 2 shop actions. I'm kind of tempted to just do that. Right? Or should I do a side quests? Maybe side quests are the better option. We need more experience, more dice. Yeah, I don't have a right answer. I don't think there is a right or a wrong answer. Unless you guys are like, there's obviously a wrong answer. This guy's an idiot. So we're going to take our action. I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually just going to discard this bow because I don't see me using it. I don't. So, unless I wanted to discard something else. I like the health vial in case, you know, I'm running into that. Ancient Dragon Guard Barrel Mask. Do a bunch of damage to things adjacent to you based on the cooldown track, which my cooldown track is super light. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna drop my legendary instead of that bow, just in case there's something crazy. All right. What else is left? I think that's, and then I'm gonna do my guild kiosk, right? All right, guild kiosk. So we wipe all this. We grab a full restock. Full restock. Let's see what we got. What are these? These are the legendary ones first. So a Kothrengi Leviathan Bugle. That's a mouthful here. Okay, when an adventurer gains a Sky Shard, which is something you get in Delves, gain a Tenacity. You may instead choose to discard this item to ignore the Sky Shard effect on the Delve card. If you are Bard, this item may be used even if it's in your pack. I haven't seen anything that's like that for an archer yet. That's kind of neat. What is this? Mud crab fries. A legendary consumable. Okay. Discard this item, then heal an adjacent enemy to full. You may ignore its defense stat until the end of your turn. Help me with that one. Okay, so I guess if it's only missing 1 hit point and it has a defense of 3, and defense on enemy chips, as we learned last time, is more of a damage reduction, you'd want to, you know, give it him a health back so you could just clean him out, possibly. I don't know, that seems like it would come into play more than you think it would. Oh, and here's a draft. Conjurer's Potion. Expend it, so tap it, tap it. While performing an engage in magic, select any one untrained Daedric summoning skill die and freely add it to your engage. When the skill die would be exhausted or drained, return it to the supply. Interesting. This is really cool, actually. So obviously expend means you only get it once before your battle, but until you go to an alchemy station like this, but you basically, you expend it, you grab any one untrained Daedric summoning skill die. So if it's not in your kit, you can grab any Daedric summoning, which I think are these light blue ones. That would be crazy, because that seems overpowered to, like, mad overpowered. So here's the basic one, the level 1. That's do 1 or 2 true damage, or then maybe 1 to yourself. You can even grab, so you can help your teammates with their movement and combat stats, or you can summon. Deploy a clan fear to an unoccupied adjacent space, or an atronach to an unoccupied space. That seems so powerful. Select a level 1 or 5 enemy from the defeated stack. Deploy it with full hit points to an unoccupied adjacent hex. This unit is now a companion and removed at the end of battle. So, but it keeps it at level 1 of 5. What? So, obviously, here's the downside, potential downside. Oh, welcome back, Necro. Welcome back, bud. There's only, if you do summons, each die only has 4 good ones and 2 tenacity. So you could drink the potion and have a 40% chance or whatever to do absolutely nothing. So maybe that's not as good as I thought it was, but that's pretty sweet. If you had empty slots and you needed to fill them, I'd probably grab that. All right, here are the common items. Here's a potion, common potion. Roll a d6, heal for that, equal to the roll amount. That's, could be 1, could be 6. We haven't had a glyph, I think, in a while. Glyph of Stamina. Enchant an Adventurer. Okay, remember glyphs enchant specific parts of the game. Could be the loot stack, could be the combat stack, could be the whatever. Glyphs enchant components. The Enchanted Adventurer may treat their Magicka stat as if it is their Stamina stat or their move actions. That's kind of neat. Discard this when the Enchanted Adventurer advances either their magic or stamina stat. Oh wow, that is like permanent. That's basically until they advance it, they train it. Oh boy. Oh boy. A bow. If your target is 3 or more hexes away, set 1 combat skill die rolled with this engage to a 2. Oh man, that's nice. Oh man, I don't know. I think I gotta get that, right? So if your target is 3 or more, you've rolled combat skill die on that, set 1 of the skill die to 2. And that's the 2 damage side. That's what that's saying. I really like that. And that's the whole point of this setup, is that I need to hit somebody at 6 or more hexes away. I have to use tenacity to do it. All right, so that's an option to pick from this reset. It's not the Buglehorn, the Bardic Buglehorn. It's not the Glyph of Stamina for the magic stat walkers. I don't need a health potion. I've already got one of those. The Conjurer's Potion said was fun, but not for me. The Gold Coast Mud Crab Fries is the only other one I was thinking about. And that specifically, it's pretty circumstantial. That's if you're going up against a beefy boy. Maybe you can't get past his armor. Oh, but it's also very specific. Adjacent enemy. If they're adjacent, can I do any damage to them as an archer? So I think we're gonna have to throw that away, grab the bow, and I think we're just gonna be replacing the other bow. All right, so we got a bow, a new bow, and a new quiver from this town, and I am excited. Remember, our whole plan is to hit people far away, and so we can upgrade our archer from novice to master. That's our plan. Clear as mud. We're all good. Everybody's following. I'm not leaving anybody in the dust, scratching their head, going, what the? I don't even know what he's doing anymore. This is not intended as a learn to play. Right? I do not want this to be, you know, just as thought of as like a learn to play. You are playing along with me. All right, so my two actions were shop and shop, basically. So I'm not training. We'll put those back in the bag. I don't have anything else to do here. I didn't grab side quests because I'm probably going to jump into either this unstable or this attack space next day. Yeah, I think we're good. So that was we don't have. That was the encounter. It's a town encounter. We do a reward phase. I don't have anything to expend. What else is there? Advancement. I don't have anything to do there. End of day. So now we got to find out what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. That's the same. So we're rainy. So we get two movement. It won't matter. And then recover. So if I had anything in my cooldown track, or if I had hit points, I'd recover them. But we're all good. I'm too fresh. I'm too fresh, which means I'm playing too easy, right? I should be hurting. All right, so start of the day. Day 11. I get 2 movement. All right, what do you think, team? Unstable, which then we roll this die to see what the heck it is, or we go straight for combat, which then we could use this thing to reduce the bad guys. What do you think? Nothing? And honestly, if you guys want to lurk, feel free. You ain't hurting nobody's feelings. And if, see, here's the thing. I know I need tenacity for increasing my range and doing my other things. If I go to the unstable mark, whether I win or lose, I'm going to get 2 tenacity. So I think I'm going to go to the tenacity slot. All right, so here we go. Moving over to the tenacity, or the unstable spot. We're rolling the die. Peaceful. Paper. All right, here we go. Could be a battle. You don't know. Could result. When we flip this, because it's unstable, it could say, well, like the last time, we had a peaceful person there like, please, sir, can I have some more? And because it was on unstable, we flipped it over and there was a red combat there. We had to basically fight the dude, just steal his loot or something. Oh, get out of here. All right, so let's read it. For whom the toll sells. You've been forewarned about the way ahead. This area is tough to navigate with plenty of venomous animals and difficult terrain. A group of ne'er-do-wells, I love that phrase. I love ne'er-do-wells. I'll say it all the time. Has taken advantage of the situation, constructing a makeshift toll station. all I see is blazing saddles, just like wilderness and a toll booth. All right, so they've constructed a makeshift toll station along the area's most traversable road. You're in no mood to give up your hard-earned coin, so you're left with a couple of options. You could try to slip past the blockade under cover of darkness, or you could brave the nasty natural landscape. God damn, oh, somebody go back and get a shitload of dimes. Hello, family. Oh, I knew it. All right, so the fact that we were on an unstable space means that we've got to do that. So that's the red circle. Brave the wilds. Oh, go away, just because you don't know the quote. My wife's at the door going, What are you talking about? Be like, you're not in the club. Go away. All right, so Brave the Wilds required 1 XP for doing this. Each adventurer must roll a status die. That would be me. Status die are all the same. There are 6 status dice. That's it, right there. Yeah, that's not a ritual for me to watch that all the time, but it's and with small kids in the house, it's basically it's on a late night viewer. It's one of those, or when they're at school. But okay, let's see. We roll a status die and place it in the bottom rightmost What? Okay, I get that. Which is what? This is going to be interesting. Place it in a slot. So this is fear. The effects of this unit's non-combat skills are ignored. This effect does not apply to skill dice already in active slots or cooldown track. Oh, I don't know if I like this one. So this is non-combat skills are ignored. So I assume that doesn't mean combat skills. I assume it means anything that's doing like damage, right? Oh man, because like acrobat would not be a combat skill. Speech would not be a combat skill. This is interesting. The effects of this unit's non-combat skills are ignored. I'm curious about that one. Oof. All right, let's continue anyway. Then place it in the bottom rightmost untrained slot in their attribute rows. So that would be that one, right? That's the way I'm seeing it. Okay. Persistent. When an adventurer would train a stat or skill die into a slot with a status die, they gain 2 light fatigue and then also gain the status die. Once the last adventurer gains this status die, discard the card. This persistent is not discarded at the end of a session. Now, riddle me that one. Oh, this is a mouthful of stinking verbiage here. So the die right now doesn't mean diddly do, right? Diddly squat. Doesn't mean squat. It is just a placeholder. So it's basically saying if I want to train this skill line here, if you're looking down at my player board, if I want to train this skill die, I can. And it doesn't cost me anything extra, but when I do, I gain 2 light fatigue down here in the cooldown track and the skill die, or in this status thing. And then I would get the status effect that is shown. Since I'm not planning on upgrading that, that's not really doing anything to me. So, but I could see this really screwing up some people's like play out, like they had something they were like, okay, this is going to be for that one thing, and then now all of a sudden they've got to deal with it. So that's not going to bother me at all. But this thing's confusing. It's once the last adventure, so if I'm playing with multiple people, once the last person upgrades and gets their 2 light fatigue, gets their die in their cooldown track, this discard the card. This persistent is not discarded at the end of a session. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Now I understand. So because you play this game in several play sessions, after normally some things would get discarded, like your tenacity gets wiped, and this card would be discarded. It's not. You're stuck with it until you get rid of it. Actively get rid of it. That makes sense. All right, but this isn't going to bother me one iota. So I'm going to gain an XP for this. So that wasn't too bad. All right. Easy peasy. So now we're on the reward phase. Gain rewards, gain encounter XP. So I gain my encounter XP. And now I'm max tenacity because I did the unstable space. That's about it. I'm not going to use my XP right now, am I? No, sir, I am not, because I only get one. The next thing I'm probably using experience on is, let's see, I would have to get 3 to increase my stamina stat, or what's it, 2 to increase my combat stat, or 3 to increase my recovery stat. So those are the things that I'm looking to do next. All right, so we'll get there. Then what do we got? Shards, items, special achievements, none of that applies. Gain advancements, like I said, I'm not going to do anything with that. End of day, we activate the province effect, which, it's flooding. So that's the bad one for us. So that's gonna make it flooding, which means we can only use one or move one space this next round. And then we recover. So we recover 2 dice, get 2 health back, and then move on. And then I guess we start the next day. Oh, shoot. We're supposed to be up to 12 XP. We got one from this, and one from that new one. So we're at 12 XP. I have to remember to do that, because that's the thing that increases our bad guy chips each battle. So now we're just going to move up 1, and nothing happens because we can't go anywhere. Unless we wanted to go this way into a battle. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do more. Let's have more. Do more fun. Oh wait, this card stays out. Technically. Until this chip goes away, this card's going to stay out. Yeah, so on our turn, we're going to move 1. We're just going to go to this battle. Because, yeah. We move, overland phase, we move, we trigger encounter. It's a battle, but it's not a quest battle, so we pull a battle card. Unsullied Pool. Cresting a small hill, you are met with a curious sight. This is a general encounter, it's not a Black Marsh encounter. All manner of animals, even natural enemies, stand shoulder to shoulder kumbayaing in the clearing below. Drinking from a crystalline pond. The water is so pure you can see down to the stony bed. It's a picturesque scene, one you could break up with a sudden move. You could hunt some of these creatures, and the ensuring trophy could even land you a considerable bounty. On the other hand, there must be something unique about the water in this pool. Maybe it's worth taking a sip instead. Alright, because we're not unstable, we don't have to do that. So we could hunt, or we could drink. Drinking gets us not XP, and we can recover all fatigue from their cooldown track, heal to full, and gain a tenacity. Wow. Boy, that would be something if we needed it, but we don't. And we want to pew pew. So we're gonna fight. We're gonna hunt the beasts so we can get that 2 XP, which will get us 3 so we can do our thing. When deploying enemies, use as many enemies as possible. After deploying enemies, flip 1 level 1 enemy to their level 5 side without adjusting their hit points. So they get their new skills, but the hit points stay the same. Interesting. Maybe one of them is in queue to drink, but hasn't drank yet. I don't know. And then battle objective is conquer. It's defeat everything. If I have 3+ players, enemies deploy with 2 extra hit points. Ooh, boy. Well, this should be fun. This should be fine. Well, we can get the town out of the way. We're not even in the town. And it looks like we use like a regular battle mat. So this shouldn't be too bad. So we're gonna go to, oh wait, we gotta figure out the day, or not the day, but the XP. So we have 12 XP times 1, so 12 points of bad guys, right? So, oh, that's gonna mess up our plan. Because we have to remember about this thing here. So let's see, at the start of your next non-quest clash, reduce the calculated EP by the enemy on this card. Okay, so we reduce the value and then draw chips. Okay, that helps a little bit. Because otherwise, we'd be drawing a 10 point and 2 1 point. Because we're at 12. Okay, and we're reducing it by 5. So we only have 1 5 and 2 1s. Mathemagic, as my friend would say. So we don't need to go to the big bag, the 10-20 bag, go to this bag. First one, which is going to be a level 5, is the Hacking Swarm. Elusive and native, so they get the special Black Marsh ability, which is not nice. But it actually won't affect me at all, will it? So the native feature is, when a unit with this determines target, it must exhaust a number of dice from the active slots as determined by the current weather. So because it's flooding, it would exhaust 3 die from me in my active slots if I had any. Thankfully, it's not gonna do anything. So, when deploying enemies, use as many as possible. Okay. So what does that mean? Do I draw extra if they're not creatures? When deploying enemies, use as many creature enemies as possible. Okay. So number 1 is going right in the middle. We get a legendary, we get a regular cache. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to, because usually you would just grab them from the mystery bag blindly. Here's your ASMR right there. However, it says use creature enemies as much as possible. So do I just keep drawing until I get creatures? Yeah. I don't know if there's a rule for this, but it feels like we would do that, right? So if it's not creature, we're not gonna pull it out. Right now I'm a bog dog. Oh, it's Bane. Ugh. Oh, it's Bane, and so that Spriggan was Bane with nothing. This guy Bane's and stinking attacks, but he's gonna be a level 1 with 5 health, and he's gonna go up here. Then we got a mud crab. Sounds STI or something. ST mud crab. All right. Hey, Big Joe. I think I got cracked. We're gonna boil our laundry. Okay. Oh. All right. So let's, after deploying, flip one of the level 1 to the level 5 side. And honestly, the mud crab is stalwart on level 1, but he's native and stalwart on level. Oh, he's become a spider. So the mud crab would turn into a spider who gets that native ability, which again, I'm not an active slotty guy, so that's not going to do squat. So he's probably going to be my guy, but he would retain his level 1 hit point, and he'd be easier to kill. What about the other guy? That dog, the doggo. The dog is easy to kill right now, and is only melee. What is this top one? Bane and Enfeeble. Okay, we're not going to flip this guy. Because I don't, yeah, I want him to be easier to kill. So we're gonna flip the mud crab to the spider side. Yes, the spider. 3 hit points, 3 sir. The hacking swarm, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need 5 for the doggo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so instead of facing a level 10 and 2 1s, we're facing a level 5 and 2 1s because of this peaceful quest, which we are now going to discard. And it said once it's done, we turn this to the bag. Turn the turn counter to 1. Is there anything else on here that we need to deal with? No. Now, when I set my guy out here, I need to think about being 6 away. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I will be able to go first, and I want to be able to kill something immediately. All right, because I want to flip my archer. That's the goal. That's the thing that we really want to do. All right, but we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break before this battle. So prepare yourselves. Steel yourself for the battle that comes. And we'll see you in just a few. I'm gonna go get do the bio beverage. All right, see you in a few. So, I threw a poll up there. I want to know what you guys think. Will I be able to successfully get my upgrade? Sorry, I'm out of breath. Just push-ups like crazy. All right, so I think I'm going to be able to upgrade on this first turn. If I can do 3 damage to that stupid spider, I can get my upgrade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. I think it's possible. 3 damage, and I don't have to, because that old bow, I have to increase my range that way, but now I can do it with, I am out of breath. I could spend 2 tenacity to increase my range by 2. So that's doable because I'm at 5. I don't need to use anything else at this moment. Yeah, all right. Now I got to get my little cheat sheet out and remember what the steps for combat are. What are the steps for combat? Start of the round counter, which were 1. Any type of start of round thing happens, so taking true damage from status effects and things would trigger. I thought I had a better round sheet for combat. Combat. I guess not. Oh, that's right. It's not a cheat sheet. It's an official thing. Start of turn. So those are anything that triggers effects or whatever that say start of turn. I've got none. Recovery, based on your recovery, what is it, level? Recovery level. Don't have any of that. And then I can, in any order, move, engage, class abilities, explore, but that's only on delves. So right now I'm not going to move. I'm going to spend 2 tenacity to increase my range by 2. And then I'm stinking rolling some dice. I can only roll 4 dice. Right? Only roll 4 die. What are my biggest damage dealers? These are the ones that bypass. So these 2 dice bypass armor. Don't need to bypass armor, do I? All right, I just got. Where are they? So I just got acid spray. Select up to 3 targetable enemies. Oh, come on, Aziz. Roll 2d6 for each and apply Bane status for any that I roll 6 or higher. Since I already triggered my range upgrade, I could throw that. That means I could throw a Bane on everything. Although that's not going to. I think it's very specific. It says, defeat an enemy that is 6 or more hexes away. Well, so defeating an enemy just means it's removed from the board, probably through combat. If I only end up doing 2 damage to this thing, but it has a Bane token, at the start of its turn, it's going to take that damage and then be defeated, and it will be 6 enemies away. That's got to count, right? Totally. We're counting it. So I'm going to throw combat dice. I'm going to throw acid dice. And I have one other that I can throw. We just got that new one, that arrow barrage. I don't know if I want to spend that right now. Yeah, I don't want to spend that right now. I'm just going to throw one of my regular. All right, so I got 4. That's based on my stamina stat. So I can only throw 4. Good luck. We need 3 damage here. 3 damage and or Bane token. right? So here we go. Oh, this is horrible. This is the worst result. I did 2 damage, right? And the rest are tenacity. Oh my gosh. So I do only 2 damage to that guy. Let's see, this is the... Alright, so the tenacity shows up here. So in Too Many Bones, the other chip theory game, if you got tenacity here, it wouldn't really matter. You could just choose not to roll those. And I think that's pretty much what we're going to do here. We're just going to choose not to roll those. Oh, wait. I have a reroll. All right, so one of the channel features for me when I play games is you can use channel points to do rerolls. We've had one banked for almost 2 weeks. So we're going to go ahead and do a reroll on this one. And we're going to spend that one from Sparkles. That's a long time ago. All right, we're going to complete that one. So thank you, Sparkles, for that one. I don't even know if you're lurking today or what. But we're going to roll this one again, because we need more. We need more. Achievement Christmas. It's just as bad. Oh, crap. So this one's the same. So this is just awful. All right, who voted for Hell's Yeah? We're not going to get it. So we get 2 damage. Is there any way for me to increase that damage? Is there any way? I could spend 3 lethal. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're gonna, well, so you wanted me to roll this one thing? Okay, we're gonna do it. All right, so Necro just gave me one. So roll this one more time. All right. So yeah, you can bank it for later, or you can say re-roll that good one. You can say re-roll that bad one, whatever. There we go. Let's go. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got it. We got what we needed. So we're doing 2 damage from regular combat die. All right, so we're putting those in our tray. We're getting 1. No, because we got a successful face on this die, we pick 3 targetable enemies, which is everybody. And we roll 2d6 for each one. I don't want to keep this. I don't want the tenacity from this. We're just going to put that back. At least I think that's how that works. I'm not sure. So we have to start with this guy. Let's do this guy first. If it's a 7 or higher, he gets a Bane token. 7 or higher. So we will be successful in killing this son of a gun. So we did 2 damage to him. He has a Bane token, which will tick true damage at the start of his turn, which will kill him. All right, we're doing the middle guy. We're doing the middle guy next. 10. So he gets a Bane token. Nice job, Necro. My hero. Hero of the day. And the top guy gets, all right, that's 3 successful Bane tokens. That'll help. Now, unfortunately, these will go away. These don't just stay on them. Just too bad. All right, and then this goes in the tray down there. Then I can move. I don't know if I want to move. Now, bad guys move 2 by default, and then their range is determined by this little chevron, this little flag thing here. So he's only melee. So he's going to try to move 2 spaces towards me on his turn. What about this guy? This guy's going to move, yep, same thing. The dog's going to move 2 towards me on his turn. And the crab, well, he's not even going to get a turn. So since I know that I'm not going to get hit, 1, 2, I'll move up 2 so that they cannot get to me on their turn. All right. Whew. Thank you guys for your stinking rerolls, because otherwise I'd be crying over here. All right, so my turn is done. And now it's bad guy turn. Let's start with, well, you always have to start with the highest level chip first. So he's going to go. He's going to get his start of turn effect, which is Bane, which is true damage. So no matter how much defense, then that clears. And again, he's going to move 2 towards me. Then look ferocious. I know, I love redeeming rerolls. That's the best. Then we're going to do the next one. So in our choice, he's going to take his Bane. He's going to die. Oh boy, did I just do what I think I did? I might have 5 XP'd a little bit. And we're going to retcon this one. He died, but he's less than 6 away. I had to stay here. I had to stay there. Alright, so now he dies. Oh boy, that would have been bad. Self damaging there. So now I upgrade, and it happens whenever that happens. So the sheet, when I defeat an enemy 6 or more away, I flip the sheet. Now my master side is active. At the start of my turn, if I'm in range, deal 2 damage to an enemy in sight. So it used to be in range, and last turn, I couldn't have hit anybody because they were all too far away at the start of my turn, because I triggered my quiver after the start of my turn. So now, anything with this little like checkerboard finish line things is an upgraded skill from a novice. So now my accuracy is, as long as I'm in, I'll use the stick here. As long as I'm in ranged, I get this ability. So now my range is always 5. So 4 from stamina, 1 from this. Let's see, this one's upgraded. Lethal arrow now only costs 2. And as long as I'm in ranged, I roll 2 enemy combat die against a targetable enemy for true damage. That could be up to 4 true damage on somebody. That's fantastic. Then we've got Hunter's Discipline. As an interrupt, I can spend 3 tenacity, and when a non-quest enemy is deployed, remove it and deploy another random enemy of the same level to the same hex. Gain 3 bonus hit points. Okay. Then we've got Venom Arrows. Again, I have to be in ranged stance. Roll 3 status die and apply them to targetable enemies. So that's kind of like a more guaranteed version of the acid darts that we have. So all good things, all good things. Now, when do I get to swap out my readied items? Does anybody know that? Because now I don't feel I want the quiver, I want the bow, which does automatic damage. Oh dear, we're going rulebook hunting now. So what is this? What would it be considered? Items? Trading, adventure, rest step. Okay, items. 28 and 30. I want to make sure I'm doing this wrong, or right. Wrong. Freudian. During battle, item can be used. Duh. Outside of battle, an item can be used anytime when either the common or legendary deck is emptied, the deck's discard pile is reshuffled. I feel like it's something I can only do outside of combat. Like, intuitively, I feel like I can only do that. Your inventory is 4 readied. These cards can be placed alongside your sheet. Things that are not readied are kept in your pack area. These cards are placed over... Okay. During a battle, pack items cannot be used and must be stacked outside of your mat. You can move items between your pack and readied slots when you are deployed at the start of a battle or during the end of day phase. Okay, so I can't bring in that bow now. I have to wait. All right, there. Timestamp that. Rule explain. Done. All right, well, that guy died. So now we're on to the next one. So he takes his true damage and moves 2. And waves his hands in the air like he just don't care. And then it's the end of turn. And that's it. So then we increase the time. We are in the second round. My start of turn stuff triggers. I don't think anything happens right now. I mean, like, as far as negative or bad, I don't have any tokens. So I recover my 2 dice. Or do I? I could get all my dice back, right? So my string of pearls is I can spend 2 tenacity and resolve, or on my recover, gain additional die for each thing. Or we have remove a status die from your cooldown track and heal for 2. Don't need that. Actually, I think I'm just going to shoot again. I'll shoot and move this time. But I'm going to use my volley this time, or my barrage. I do want to smoke him. And you know what? I think I might, because I'm going to be moving, play Acrobat. This is the die that lets me move more while it's in my cooldown track, and this is the one that either does damage or heals me when I move. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not do that one. Let's do the regular snipes. So we're going to be... Oh, this is the one that... This is the die that could drain and make these other 3 completely unavailable. Ah, crud. Okay, Barrage is going to have to go back on the bus. And we'll get these ones that don't hurt me. Alright, my target is going to be the level 5 guy. So... he's elusive. I think that's if I miss. If I miss. Where's that dodge? So many keywords. This unit prevents all damage, including true damage, dealt by units that were not adjacent to it at the start of the current turn. That's by units, not status die. So this guy is going to prevent all damage by units that were not adjacent. That is the archer's worst nightmare. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do any damage to that stinking mud crab guy. Let's get that off the board. So the one that's right here, I can't touch him unless I'm adjacent. What about the doggo? He's the Bane. He's the guy that does Bane. And Bane is after units engage, apply a Bane status target. All right, I guess I'm shooting the dog. Okay, shooting the dog. Shimmening. All right. Today's a day for rolling tenacity. All right. Well, I can't do much here. I'll do one damage to the dog. Because, yes, why not? So that one goes in my track. Oh, did I not recover? I didn't recover. Whoops. I'm forgetting stuff all the time now, guys. Apologies. Now, again, these don't have to be slotted. All right. I could use a couple tenacity. So I'll go ahead and slot that one, gain a tenacity for it, and I'm going to put my, because these are the ones that I need these to actually show something. I'll put those back. And then I'm going to move my standard 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, that way I'm only attacked by the crab. Now the crab, again, is elusive and native. So on the start of his turn, he's going to remove active slot dice from me, up to 3, which I don't have any. Then he's going to attack me with all his might. He's going to be rolling 3 combat dice against me. Yikes. Yikes. Alright, he could kill me in one swing here. Alright, 3. Alright, 3 dice. Only 2 total damage. I'm going to go ahead and take it. I have a special racial ability that in battle I can prevent all damage from one source one time. And if he would have rolled, you know, mega damage, I would have been able to just say, nope. All right, so he's done. Now this guy's going to move to 1, 2, not adjacent, can't do a thing. Start of the third turn. Third round. Everything going right? We're doing well? All right. All right, my turn. I am going to, I don't have anything at the start. I'm going to recover my 2 leftmost die from my tray. Could run away. I think I'm gonna, well, I'm gonna have to hit him and then run away, aren't I? Because that crab takes only adjacent damage. Okay. Yeah, that crab, I have to do damage to the crab right now. So, that's a bit of a pain, isn't it? So let's do the movement. And let's do regular combat die. And see what I get against the crab. Well, that's not too bad. Okay, so 1, 2 damage. And I'm going to be doing 4 more movement on my turn as long as that's in my cooldown track. So 2 damage to the crab. He has no defense. I want to keep this one, so I'm putting that back in my tray. And then I'm going to go ahead and slot this. So as long as that's in my tray, I'm going to get 4 extra movement on my turn. At the start of my turn. So it does not add right now, but it will add next turn. And the turn after. So I will get 2 turns of Ultra Runaway. And I get 4 movements. So let's run through that treasure cache. Remember, treasure caches do not like stop movement. But if I wanted to attack somebody, that would stop my movement. All right, legendary. Do we remember how this works? I get 4 attempts to roll a 6, 2, and 2. Before I can slot a die on the 2, 2, and 6, I need to roll a 2. So I get 4 turns. I cannot slot anything until I roll a 2. Huzzah! All right. Actually, I think we might have just unlocked it. So I rolled a 2, so we unlocked it. I'm going to slot that 6 on the 6, the 2 on the 2, and I'm going to gain 1 light fatigue to adjust that 1 step to the 2. Boom, unlocked it. Slot that fatigue. Wow, that was awesome. Now I could, you're right, I could have spent 3 more turns trying to get that other 2, but what'd I get? I don't know if that would look great on me. I'm not gonna lie. That's sexist, dude. Seriously, stop it. Stop it. It's a joke. Okay, sustaining corset. I still don't think it would look good on me. I'm a lizard man with a corset. All right, it is an accessory for 5 tenacity. As long as, let's see, when you would expend a potion or discard a consumable, you may choose to discard another item from your pack instead. Okay. That actually is not bad if I had... So wait. When you would expend a potion... So I could put this and the potion in my readied slot for the next battle, and then discard something else entirely. So I could get a double use out of the potion. That's pretty cool. Especially some of those consumables are mega healing overpowered. That's pretty neat. However, I'm not really interested in this one, because I'm not really playing with my potions or consumables, am I? And I was attacked, and I forgot to ready or get my free dice back on that attack. So I just 5 XP'd again. What's the tally mark? Where are we 5 XP wise? I think we're at 3. So if you were on the poll and you were saying 5 or less on 5 XP marks, you're getting scared now because I'm getting close. So this is going probably just in the discard, right? Yeah, we'll just put it there for now. All right, so then I can continue moving. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. That way they can't get me and I can get some free shots on them. Alright. Bad guy turn. Same thing. Moving 2 towards me. Can't catch me. So I'm just too fast. Then start of the next turn. Round 4. I might trigger a couple things from tenacity on this one. So start of my turn, I get my recovery. And then I can move 4 additional spaces this turn. But removing a status die and healing 2, I might do that. And I might also... No, wait, I want to keep that yellow die in my cooldown track as long as possible, so I'm not going to recover extra. At the start of my turn, being an archer, I do 2 damage to somebody that I can see. I'm going to do 2 damage to the dog because I can't do damage to the crab because I'm not adjacent. And let's see, what else do I want to do? I could Hawkeye and heal hit points equal to the number of enemies within range, which would be 2. I could lethal arrow to the dog and kill it. I have a lot of things here. I think I'm going to throw my acid darts, or attempt to do things with acid darts. I'm going to roll my move and attack die. I'm going to... What else? Honestly, I don't think I really could do much else. I'll roll another one of my snipe die, just in case the dog wants to live. Alright, so the dog's my target. I think I might move first, though. Let's move first and try out my luck on this one. 3 attempts, I need a 4, 4, and 1. Don't really like any of that, but I don't have to unlock it like the last one, right? I could take 3 fatigue, 3 light fatigue on this, just to move this to a 4, move that to a 1, and that to a 4. But I think I'm going to reroll. Full-on reroll. It is a common item after all. Okay, that's not that great. I'll keep a 4. Well, that's still the same thing. It's 3 fatigue to unlock this. 3 light fatigue. I think I'm okay with that. Why? I mean, why not, right? So 2 to turn that to a 4, 1 to turn that to a 1. 3 light fatigue. Light fatigue does go away when it comes to recover, so I'm not too worried about it. It's a bowl of soup. Jugged rabbit? Okay. Discard this item, then adventurers may heal for a collective total of hit points equal to the amount of light fatigue in your cooldown track. So basically, I'm a chef, and I could heal my team up to 4 total hit points, since I have 4 light fatigue in my track, if you guys can see that, right? I don't know if that was worth... I don't know if that was worth getting. Whatever. Alright, now I'm going to shoot the dog. Okay, oh, this is the special one. That is... I do damage. As long as this is in my cooldown track, I'm going to do 2 damage to every bad guy that I move through. Let's pull this back out. Wrong one. I'm going to get the verbiage correct here. So, while it's in my cooldown track, you may move through enemies, and then after moving, deal 2 damage to each enemy you moved through. And I assume, as I would if I were a game developer, no backtrack. So no. None of that. None of that cheating crap. All right, so while this is, but I'm not going to resolve that first. I'm going to resolve this one and this one. So, or am I? Actually, I'm going to put this one back in my track. I'm going to resolve. No, I'm not. All right, 1 damage to dog. Get him gone. All right, now I'm going to resolve this one to try to get true damage on the crab. So that's the one I roll this. And if I get 7 or better, which I did not, I get to add a dart to his, what is it, a Bane token in his stack, but I didn't. And now I get to slot this in my track, which is really far down. So as long as I'm moving, I'll be doing 2 damage to everything I walk through, which, guess what, buddy? Coming for you. Now that was a treasure. Oh shoot, yeah, I forgot to go 1, 2, 3, 4 was, I guess, my intended. So now he's going to be moving, swinging his little clippers in the air. I'm just too agile. Start of the turn. Right, can't see that. Round 5. Start of my turn, I can move up to 4 more. But I recover 2. But I won't need it. I won't need it. Because I'm just going to walk right through him. And that does 2 damage to him. And he's dead. He doesn't have any defense, so it just goes right through. No damage reduction. There you go. Right? Golf clap. Alright, that was it. Did I do it correctly? I don't know. Maybe I did. Hopefully I did. That's how we do it. Now we do the after battle stuff. We clean it up. These are all level 1s. Take it back in the bag. So I lost 2 hit points in that battle. That first hit. That's not too bad. Alright, so the total was 2 XP. Boom, boom, puts me up to 3. There was nothing afterwards, was it? Nothing. Alright, so that battle goes in the discard. Now let's go for my cheat sheet so I don't forget anything. I'm really good at that. Battle cleanup. Exhaust active die. Don't have any of those. Clean the map. Shuffle the delve deck. Didn't use a delve deck. Now we're on the reward phase. Gain rewards. Gain the XP. We were not on a... We were on a regular battle map, so no tenacity from unstable. That does not come into play. That's a different quest. And I mean, that's it. We just get 2 XP. And that's it. So now we can gain advancements. What did I say I was going to do? I've got... All right, at the end of battle, all skill die. Go back. What was I going to do? Was I going to increase my combat die? My recovery? Recovery would be 3. I feel like that'd be pretty nice. I do have 2 dice that do not want to come back. We do not want them recovered. So the longer that they're out there, the better it is for me. So having a higher recovery would not be the best of plans. Let's see, what else? What do you guys think? Should I do an extra stamina, which allows me to roll more attack dice and snipe dice and acrobat dice each round? Should I increase my recovery, which allows me to get all those dice back quicker? Or should I add another combat die, which is a generic one that I can do adjacent? Because yeah, that was the thing, is I can't attack adjacent with my purple die. I'm kind of thinking I need another white die. But I'll throw it out there. What do you guys think? Yeah. Again, that's a Fu Manchu stroke and decision. But I'll let you, the people of the internet, tell me what I should do with there. I'm flexible. You guys got a choice? So we're in this together. I like the utility of more combat dice. But I also have 3 experience, which would allow me to have more stamina. So this would cost 3. That increases our movement by 5. Our range would be now 5. So all these could be used up to 5. I will want to swap this out, right? So it's if your target is 3 or more hexes away. Ooh. Maximize your combat. So we only have 2. Yeah, I think the way we want, now that we are already level 2, I think increasing combat die makes more sense. We'll swap out. So that only costs 2. We get to keep 1 XP for a later. And I'm gonna swap out the shoot for farther using tenacity with the shooting this and doing more damage. Oh, and if we want to overtax it, we have unlimited range. So and the next battle's, I think, going to be the final battle. So I think I like that idea. I think increase that combat skill, swap in the bow for the quiver, try to maximize our combat die. Now, is it all or just 1? I need to reread that because it says set 1 combat die to engage of 2. Ooh, so possibly we just use 1 combat die every time, and that way we are always doing 2 with a combat die, and we can just recycle that. I like that idea. I like that idea. It's a beauty. It's a beautiful plan. And then we just pull a peace card. This cheat sheet's awesome. Activate province effect. What is our province effect? It's raining. Well, at least it's not flooded. So that'll allow us to get to our final battle. All right, let's do that. And we have 2 hours to do it. I think we got this. So 2 hours to the final, or at least the next quest step, right? All right, and then we recover 2 dice, heal 2, so now we're full health. Isn't that great how that works? Exactly as planned. All right, and then we move on. Oh, we have to probably get rid of these cards that we didn't choose. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. I still like these. Having 2 legendaries that heal and give me recovery, and a bow that does extra damage, and a helmet that gives me recovery. I still think that's the best way to go. All right, so we got 2 experience for that, I think, or 1. Rumdilliumptious, what did we get? We did get 2, so we're up to 14 experience, and we're on day 12. And we can move 2, so boom. So there you go. I mean, it was telling us to get there on day 12. We got there on day 12. At least I hope it meant day 12 and not at least day 12. We're gonna find out. We were on Curators of Chaos. I believe says travel to Stormhold and proceed to quest step D Delta 24 for that day's encounter, recommended by day 12. Initiates a delve in the end of the quest. Oh, we could potentially get this whole thing done, I guess. Page 37, D24. Now, I have not done a delve yet. So that is one where you start on the starting space, and then if you ever played like the D&D board game, like the adventure series, where you have a 4x4 tile, then you get to the edge, and then it reveals the next edge, or the next tile, and you just keep going, adding pieces to wherever you explored from. That's kind of the way this is. And we're going to figure it out. So I think this is probably going to be one of the more confusing bits. All right. Lisez la note, s'il vous plaît. Curators of Chaos, Undaunted, D24. Armed with your map fragments and newfound knowledge, you enter the cave below Stormhold with confidence in your direction and awareness of your enemy's presence. You even manage to sneak up and eavesdrop on a few of them as they argue over where to go next. These better be worth it, an Imperial grouses as his companions, a diminutive orc, considers a branching pathway. What does she even want with these crystals anyway? I don't really understand it, the orc replies. It's something about the crystal's ability to hold corruption. She thinks they might be useful in... What did she say? Siphon off the worst effects of sundering the world from oblivion until... I can't remember. I just do what I'm told. The two finally pick a route and wander off. Suddenly, finding this codex seems a little more significant than just picking up a decent bounty. Objective. Initiate the following delve using the end of the session difficulty EP. Okay, figure out what the heck that is. It's probably in a rule book somewhere. So end of session difficulty. Okay, if you are playing on apprentice difficulty, each adventurer may heal for 1 hit point after each time a sky shard is gained. Okay, I'll probably 5 XP that, won't I? Gain 1+1 sky shards. If you are in session 2, you must gain 1 additional sky shard. All right, so I have to, I guess that's my objective, is to gain 3 sky shards. So my battle objective is survey. Okay, I don't know what that is, so I'll have to read that too. And if I do it correctly, I get 4 experience, and then I get to go to page 42 and read entry E25. There, I got a cheat sheet on delves here. Forming explore actions, delve objectives, survey. It says you must fully explore the map by gaining the required sky shards. The encounter has failed otherwise. Okay. I could also uncover. Same as survey, except you must also successfully retreat. If the party retreats before fully exploring the map, the encounter has failed. However, unlike other objectives, the party gains experience for each sky shard collective, as long as the entire party is not defeated. Okay. Deploying enemies. Draw and deploy as many enemy chips as you can based on the EP for the revealed tile, the challenge scale, and the icons on the revealed tile. So session 2, difficulty EP value, 1 player, apprentice is 27. So I have my EP total is not 1 times my experience, it's 1 times it's just the difficulty level, so it's 27, according to this. That's a lot of bad guys. But I don't know how that's deployed. So we're gonna research this just a hair. And I don't think we use this. I think this guy goes bye-bye. All right, delves. We're gonna learn about delves today, everybody. Game phases. Battle rules. Delve, page 74. Yeah, Delve is very similar to that whole adventure game, where you just getting to the edge of a tile, seeing what the heck's out there. Delve battles represent adventurers navigating an uncharted labyrinth. And a delve map is composed of multiple tiles marked with icons. These icons interact with the delve cards and are used as reference points. When additional tiles are revealed, and so the adventurers move through the delve, exploring new rooms, unlocking caches, gaining sky shards, which are pieces of crystallized magicka that are used to track your progress. So the enemy pool is calculated following. Unlike other battle modes, it is not calculated once at the beginning of the battle. For each individual tile, as that tile is explored. Oh boy. Each delve card has a challenge scale, which shows the maximum number of enemies that can be drawn for a tile. Oh boy. Set up the battle map. Separate the delve tiles by shape into separate stacks. Some provinces use additional setups for delves. Place cache chips. No chips are placed. They are placed as additional tiles are explored. Okay. Oh dear Lord. There's a lot of rules here. Now, are we using a delve card? Let's see. Initiate the following delve. Doesn't tell me which delve to use. It just says and use end of session difficulty EP. I bet that's the beginning. Or not. Oh no, are we hitting a wall of here? Like, I have no idea how this is figured out. Bet it's in the rulebook here. End of session difficulty chart. I feel like I saw that somewhere. Everything else is going pretty well so far as understanding how this game flows. So I'm pretty sure this will be no different as far as figuring out what the bad guy's total power is. And it seems like it's calculated for each space that I'm on. So it's not a total value, it is a per revealed tile amount. So now I just got to find that. There's a chart, a little XY graph that tells you based on how many people. I just got to find it. End of session difficulty. Right here, this big chart. Page 56, if you care. Let's see. Each guild quest's climactic step results in a battle encounter. For this battle, the enemy pool is calculated using an XP goal value set by chosen difficulty instead of your party's XP dial. To find the correct EP value, look at the table below that corresponds to the session within your campaign, then revert to the row for your difficulty level and column of number of players. The difficulty XP that each EP value is based on is shown in parens. So, oh good God. Oh dear. So, I think we might have done this a bit wrong. So I'll explain this here in a moment. It says, the example is Ryan and Shannon trigger the last quest encounter of their second session, which results in a clash battle. In calculating the enemy pool for setup, though their XP dial is set to 25, their EP value is not 50, which is 25 times the players. Instead, they need to find the end session EP. So they look at the table, finding they're playing on Adept with 2 players. The end session difficulty is 58. So this was calculated by multiplying the paren number by 2 adventurers. So right now, the expected XP value for 1 player on Apprentice Session 2 is 27 experience. I have half of that. Oh dear. No. So I'm not sure if, and I'm not sure how you would do session. What's sessions? How do you determine what a session is? Technically, this is my second play session, but I certainly haven't played enough to accumulate 27 experience. So I feel like I should be on session 1, which the expected is 13, and I have 14. Right? I must have missed something here, because maybe I was supposed to go around and play a little bit more, doing more delves and stuff instead of rushing up. I don't think I did. I feel like I'm about to get punished severely if I go by session 2, 27. So I'm not sure. It's either going to be incredibly easy, or I'm going to get just pounded. Right? Sessions. Does anybody know how long a session, or the expected amount of things you do in a session, is supposed to be? Because I'm either supposed to be at 27 or 13. All right, let's see if we can't figure this out here. Oh man, I feel like I'm way behind. Where is session? There is no such thing as session. Does anybody know? I'm genuinely curious. I don't, yeah, that's the thing, is I don't know. Just because I ran out of time last time, was the session based off of the quest? Is that quest supposed to be a 1-session quest? These are questions. Questions that need answering. Does it tell me how many sessions are expected? Session snapshot. Traverse the map to participate in a long delve, which can be shortened by making stops in other cities. Okay, that sounds like this is supposed to be done in 1 session, and because I was learning, it took too long. All right, see this. Okay, I'm just going to read this. This quest over here is a complexity 3. Ours was 1. Maybe that's the amount of sessions that it's supposed to take. So this one was a complexity 3 session snapshot. Fight your way out of a delve, protect children, and finish with a climactic clash. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like sessions is completely arbitrary. Like, it's not based on your actual play. So if you're playing with somebody that's molasses in January, God, maybe 1 session takes several play sessions? Oh boy, I mean, I am confuzzed. I don't see how I'm supposed to do this at 27. I don't think that makes even the slightest bit of sense. All right, so we're gonna play as if we are okay. I definitely think we're session 1. All right, because I snuck peeked the what to read after, and it says in session 1 choose one of the following options. In session 2 do other stuff. So I think we're still technically in session 1 here. We're gonna look a little bit more. Yeah, so after this delve, I go to entry E25. E25 says, after I read a blurb, which I'm not going to read, it says, in session 1, choose one of the following options. If your reputation for keeping things is this, go do this for session 2. So I feel like whatever I'm doing at the end of this delve is going to tell me how I play session 2. So I feel like cheating and reading ahead a little bit has told me that this is session 1. So I'm supposed to be at 13 XP. I'm at 12. I'm at 14. I feel like... You feel like what? I feel like I did it correctly. I just had to learn. Boy, I'll edit all that out for the VOD. Don't worry, you guys. Watching it later, I got you covered. All right, so end of session difficulty for session 1 is 13 XP for 1 player on Apprentice, which is what I'm doing because I'm learning. So what do I do with that? I go to Delves. Where's the delve again? 70? Nerp. Delve, here we go. 74. Delve setup. Set up the battle map. Separate the tiles by shape. Already done that. The entrance tile is where it needs to be. The players separate the delve tiles into stacks. Then they place an entrance tile on the edge of play with the little cave icon facing the middle of play, right? Little cave icon facing it in the middle. Got it. They decide to give the first player token to Ryan. Ryan deploys his Dark Elf Adventurer on the hex, sets his stance. Next player deploys their character, sets their stance. All right, the players then set the round counter to 1. The battle is ready to begin. All right, well, let's go by these examples then, shall we? Yeah, Necker, I'm as confused as you are, but we'll get there. All right, so I set my guy on the tile, and we'll move on. Let's see. I didn't see any additional rules for delves. Delve features. At the start of the session, find delve card submerged chamber. Do not shuffle it into the delve deck, but make sure it is accessible. Another delve card may instruct you to shuffle this into the delve deck. So do I grab a delve card then? Or is, I guess, I'm going to reshuffle these because... So these are delve cards. Each one, I guess you pull the next one and set up the fight as it is stated here. So, and these are sky shards. So we need to be collecting, or we need to be going to rooms that have these. So I guess that's the difficulty or something. So I'm 1 player on Adept, so I would get 1 thing. Boy, it doesn't exactly tell. All those symbols are the exact same. So now I need a delve card anatomy. Let's see, that is caches or challenge scale. The table shows the level of each enemy chip that can be drawn and deployed to the revealed tile based on the number of adventurers in the encounter. Using the challenge scale to deploy enemies is explained in detail under Deploy Enemies on page 78. So draw and deploy as many enemy chips as you can based on the EP for the revealed tile, which is, at this point, the end game. So I'm at 13, right? So it would be a level 10 and 3 level 1 chips on whatever. So, oh, I guess technically it's up to the EP. So this would be 1 level 5 and 1 level 1. So that's 1, 5, 10, and 20. So this is all, this part is not necessarily intuitive. At least that's the way I understand it. Each enemy chip is drawn from the left to right along the appropriate row. Each enemy's level is subtracted from the EP, then that enemy is deployed to one of the tile's monster hexes. Oh, let's pull one of these and just kind of take a look at it here. Whoa! All right, so this is a delve tile. You get two entrance or exit tiles. There's only 1 monster tile, and there's a cache tile on it. So I guess you would only put one bad guy, the highest level it could be, I guess, on that tile. Let me see if I can't find an example of a real nasty tile. How about this one? Oh dear. This would be a real nasty tile then, wouldn't it? So this one would have 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, yes, 4 bad guys. It would have 2 entrances, or 1 entrance, 1 exit, I guess. 1 cache, and it would be really awful. So if, let's say we drew this vortex for us, we would only be putting... Oh no, that's okay. So this is the number of bad guy icons on the tile, which we have 4. So we would be placing 2 level 1s. Is that what I'm seeing? And then if we had 4 players, we'd put a level 10, a level 5, a level 5, a level 5. Is that what I'm reading here? That's the way I'm seeing. So on this tile, if it were the dripping cavern, it would be, for me, it'd be 2 level 5s and a level 1, assuming I could place that based on my end game, which would be 13. So I could place that. Oh boy. Assuming I just got that right. It could have not gotten that right. I think that's starting to seem a little bit more intuitive now, right? Oh my goodness. So here's a card. I can open the throne room and get a 20 and a 10. Of course, I don't have 30 points to... I don't have 30 points to deploy. I only have 13 points to deploy. So I'd only be able to put a level 10 out there. I wouldn't be putting anything else. So I guess if I were... on session 2 by myself, playing on expert, I would have 30 points, and I'd be able to deploy all 30 of that to that room. But I'm not. I'm at 1 player apprentice, 13 EP is what I'm using. That's the way I understand this. I'm probably going to get a million comments because I'm doing it wrong, but I am a noob. I've never done this before. Is I pull a card. It has a sky shard or it doesn't have a sky shard icon. I need to find 3 sky shards in order to be successful based on the mission. I find the size and shape tile randomly, and based on the symbols on the delve card and the pulled neoprene mat card, I deploy to it. So this is definitely a little bit more involved than the regular clash. I'm definitely saying that out loud right now. So we have, let's see, just for transparency, we've got these little stars. We've got these little triangles. We've got these little 2x3s. And we've got this giant one, which would be like the throne room. So we've got an assortment. Now, if you had purchased a bunch of expansions, you might have more. Mine is core box only. Now, the game found, or whatever it's called, the pledge manager for the 2nd edition or whatever is opening, or it is open. So you could get more, depending on, if you like the game or not. I'm already seeing there is a ton of content in the main box, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be buying a whole bunch. I have a delve cheat sheet, and now that I've kind of wrapped my head around it, let's see, I'm not seeing anything necessarily different on here that says delve except explore. So you get an action of explore, and we can go over that. Find out what that is. Occupying an explorable hex. When you move into, place an explorable hex, or when you start your turn in that hex, you may explore that hex. Afterwards, you continue to move a move action that was interrupted by the explore. Exploring in this way is not considered to be an explore action. Companion units cannot explore. Performing an explore action. All right. To perform this action, choose an explorable hex in sight, same or adjacent tile, and measure the distance to that hex based on stamina. If in range, the explorer is triggered. What is an explorable hex? A hex with that little cave icon. So like this, if you see that little cave icon, that apparently is an explorable hex. And a hex with that icon is explorable when the following is true. At least one of its edges is not shared with another tile. It is not already explored. A cave hex is explored if it is adjacent to a explored hex on another tile. So if something's already connecting to this hex right here, it is already explored. And therefore it is not explorable. Let's see, not all sky shards have been drawn for the current encounter. So after all sky shards are drawn for a delve, it is fully explored. So we are looking for 3. So our mission is 3, sir. So if you can't explore if you already have 3 sky shards worth of delve cards out. Got it. A hex is explorable whether or not it is occupied. Okay. So if I'm using my stamina to range explore, it doesn't matter if that hex is occupied by a bad guy or not. Or even, I guess, a teammate. So then you have things on if there's no tile to draw, or if a tile cannot be placed. Deploy enemies. Draw and deploy as many enemy chips as you can based on the EP for the revealed tile, the challenge scale, and the icons on the revealed tile. Deploy to the monster icon, hex furthest from the revealed hex. So if I explore from here, and I pull a tile out and lay it down, I have to deploy to the furthest monster first. I guess that's nice. They're thoughtful in that mode there. Each space to the right of the adventurer's icon with the value is an enemy that must be drawn, if able, and that enemy's maximum level. If the printed level is greater than the remaining EP, draw the highest level enemy possible without exceeding EP. That might have been wall of text hits me for 9,000. All right. This is where, let's use this one that is not in the stack. Oh, well, why would I? There's no information there. All right, we're going to draw the bottom one. So, for crying out loud, I need one that has enemies on it. Here we go. Hey. All right. This is the little graph that I feel is maybe a little bit not intuitive. Based on the number of markers, the number of icons on the newly revealed tile, I, as an individual player, would draw a level 1 enemy. This is the way I think I'm reading this. I would draw a level 1 enemy and place it the furthest one away. Then I would draw another level 1 enemy and draw it the second furthest away. All right. So it says, each space to the right, this is me, each space to the right, with a value is an enemy that must be drawn, if able. So, and that enemy's maximum level. So that says level 1. Or am I supposed to flip it if I can, up to the maximum EP? If the printed level is greater than the remaining EP, draw the highest level enemy possible without exceeding. So I guess if we're down here and I only had an EP value of 5, and this was our thing here. We would draw level 1 and place it far away, but we'd only have 4 points left, so we couldn't draw 5. So we'd flip it to a level 1. That's the way I'm reading. We draw the highest level enemy possible without exceeding. And then, of course, that would allow us to draw a third because we had 4 points left over, right? 3 points left over? Or whatever. So that's the way I'm reading that. So I don't flip these up to 5s, do I? Is everybody following this? If there are more enemies in a challenge scale than there are hexes, remaining enemies on the challenge scale are not deployed, even if there are still enemies on the challenge scale. Clear as mud? Yeah. This is now we're starting to get to where Chip Theory Games has a difficult time writing layman term rules. And they did this a lot in the Cloudspire game. So Cloudspire is also a very, if you're red and he's red, but not blue, but not red, but not purple, but if red and purple, and it's just like me human, slow down. All right. So we're going to read the official rule book, not the cheat sheet deploying enemies. Draw and deploy as many enemy chips as you can based on the EP for the revealed tile. So all my revealed tiles are going to be based, since this is the end game, are going to be maxed at 13. All right. And let's see. Start deploying enemies to the hex furthest. Deploy each additional enemy to the next furthest. If 2 hexes are equal distant, choose one. Stop deploying enemies when the EP is entirely used. All enemies shown on the delve card are deployed, or no unoccupied hexes with the little monster symbol remain. When deploying enemies, use the challenge scale as follows. The left side of each row, an icon with the number of adventurers in the party, right? So we're already looking at number 1. Each space to the right of the adventurer icon with a numeric value is an enemy that must be drawn, if able, in the enemy's maximum level. If the printed level is greater, the highest level possible, use the highest level possible without exceeding EP. So I'm seeing a draw down, but maybe not a draw up. This is where I'm so confused, right? Each enemy chip is drawn from left to right along the appropriate row. Each enemy's level is subtracted from EP. The enemy is deployed to one of the tile's monster icon hexes. If there are more enemies, stop. If the EP is used up, no more enemies deployed, even if there are enemies still left on the challenge scale. Place the card. If the card has a sky shard icon environment effect or trap that applies to the tile, place the card face up next to the tile, otherwise discard it. So, here we are, Confusion Land. With my maximum EP of 13, do these turn into 5s? That's what I'm thinking. Right? So I get a level 1, but they get maximized. So they get flipped to their level 5 side. Am I going completely bonkers? Is that what that's meaning? All right, they have an exploration example here, and that's the thing that I need to be ultra clear on. Otherwise, it's going to be 5 XP like mad. Okay, where is the challenge scale? The card's challenge scale shows a single level 1 enemy in its level in the 2 adventurer row. When 2 adventurers and 4 XP in its XP dial, the party calculates an EP of 8. The maximum level of the enemy that can be deployed is level 1 for the challenge scale. So the adventurers draw and deploy a level 1 Spriggan for that hex that has both. Okay. Despite the EP not being entirely used, no more enemies are deployed. I'm calling that definitive. All right. So that example in the book just said it's a level 1. It's not a level 5, it's not maxed, it's level 1, so I'm gonna be, on this hex, I'd be pulling 2 level 1s, and that's that. Alright. Man, I'm gonna need a push-up break and some jumping jacks and maybe some like caffeine or something after that one. Oh man, I hate rule splaining. Just get on with it. But then I just got rule corridor blocked here. I couldn't move past it without getting that rule right. That stinks. All right, let's shake that one off. Man, we're right as rain now, I think. All right, so logically, if she weighs as much as a duck, and therefore we're gonna pull a card. So our first delve card is the the Darkened Hall. It doesn't matter what I put on it, it's gonna be. It is what it is. Darkened Hall. So we're gonna get our first little 2x3. There it is. And it says, when the tile is revealed, do not deploy enemies to this tile. Okay, so we just went through all that for nothing. We just learned about how to deploy enemies, and we're not doing it. So what's it say here, since it's all stinking green screened? It says, dim lighting. The first time an adventurer moves onto this tile, then deploy enemies to this tile per the card's challenge scale. Adventurers occupying this tile cannot target enemies not occupying this tile. Adventurers not occupying this tile cannot target enemies occupying this tile. This now I feel like they just had the interns do this. Hey, interns, do the delve. All right, so we have to deploy the thing first. So we have an entrance tile here, and it has to connect to this double thing somewhere. So we could do it like this, or we could do it like this, or any way where the tile would connect. So, and this is kind of where we start making it our own. So I'm going to do it this way. All right. So I won't be putting enemies on here, which would be this one, until I get on the tile. All right. And so the first time an adventurer moves onto the tile, deploy. Adventurers occupying cannot target enemies not occupying. And adventurers not occupying. So basically, it doesn't say enemies. It says adventurers cannot target bad guys on opposite sides of these tiles. So if I'm on here, I can't attack here. If I'm on here, I can't attack there. But that's pretty much it. And it will be a level 5 baddie. All right, so that's that tile, the Darkened Hall. You just place it. There's no sky shard on this one, so we're going to have to reveal until we get to three sky shards. All right. Since I can't shoot, which is kind of like my whole thing. Oh, and then I do caches, I believe. So there's one. And I think that's it. So I kind of want to move first. Stay distant so I can, whatever is revealed there, I can shoot them when they do get revealed. And I think I placed this here. I think I have a turn thing here. So I got to get through this thing I have to be quick. I can't just loiter. All right, so pull a card, any card. This is a level 5. Here we go. A high elf marauder. Oh, so they're going to be ranged, and they divert and dodge. So 5 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 health. He's going to be rolling 1 attack, 0 damage reduction. He's got a range of 4. Now dodge is the one where if I roll and use anything that doesn't do damage to him, he's going to like cancel a hit. Right. Wall of words. I'm serious. Wall of skill words. Very kingdom deathing. Dip, dive, dodge, and dodge. So when this unit is engaged by an opposing unit, prevent damage dealt to this unit equal to the number of rolled skill dice that do not deal damage. That's even if I assume that's even if I choose to apply them or not. Oh, I recover at the start of my turn. I recover. All right, so now I've moved. I'm gonna shoot at that thing. 5 health, no damage reduction. I think I want to choose to volley. Right, I'm gonna do that volley thing or the barrage. So I'm only gonna choose to roll 1 out of the 4 dice that I can, and I'm gonna roll this until I basically get a broken arrow, right? Until the nuke comes over. Right. So we're gonna keep rolling this and hope I just do 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and add this to it. No, because that's okay. I was gonna say add that to it, but the bow is very, very specific if the target is 3 hexes away. So we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna keep going until I get the broken arrow. Come on, game. All right, so the broken arrow is you must resolve this result. I can't choose not to. You are dealt 2 true damage unless you drain all skill dice rolled during this engage. So, oh, I must have misread that before. So this would go in my cooldown track if I chose not to drain. So I either take 2 true damage and put this in my cooldown track, or I take all skill dice rolled during this attempt and drain it, right? I guess it goes over here technically. So that's too bad. That's a terrible start. So do I take 2 true damage? Which I can't defend it. Which would... Oh, but I have to stop. I can't keep rerolling. So no, I'll just drain it. You know what? It was a failed attempt. Womp, womp, womp. I'll call that a Bob Saget moment. Oh, Bob Saget! And now our turn's done. And now it's his turn. He's going to stay right there. Oh, it's divert. Divert. This unit cannot lose its last hit point unless it already had 1 hit point to begin with. All right, so he's going to stay there. He's going to roll 1 bad guy attack die. Blanket does absolutely nothing. Done. Wow. What a waste. Did absolutely nothing for both of us, except I now don't have that die anymore. I probably could have and should have used one of my archer abilities. You know what? I think I'm going to recoil on this because I forgot all about the archer abilities. So that I am going to put this in my discard, take 2 true damage, right? And then I'm using my tenacity. I'm using 2 of it to heal up 2. No, wait, that's not how that works. I'm misreading everything. All right, never mind. No recoil, no revert. My turn. I'm shooting this dude. And I am going to try to just maximize this guy. 2 combat, 2 snipes, and we'll see what we get. 4 damage. Oh, I need 1 more. So 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he blocks 1 because that one rolled naught. So he's actually only going to take 3 damage. Even if my bow ability has penetration, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's going to take it. Okay. Now, let's see. Do I keep this as tenacity? I think I will. I think I'm definitely going to be using tenacity in this place. So I'm going to go up to 5. All right, he's got 2. I think I'm going to do either lethal arrow right here. Oh, let's pull this up here. Which is roll 2 enemy combat die against targetable opponent and its true damage. So I can kill them. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to use 2 tenacity to roll 2 black combat die. And whatever I roll ends up being true damage. Well, isn't that disappointing? So 1 true damage. That could have been better. All right, his turn. He is going to roll 1 bad guy die against me. 1 damage. And so now I will be able to kill him because he has 1 at the start of his next turn. All right, and honestly, I'll probably just move up to the cash chip. So I can look at this one or this one as an explore action. I think I will. I think I will just go ahead because I want to get this done because we're on 3 now, I guess. This is the start of 3. I got to recover my 2. I'm going to explore, I think, this hex because I can do it up to my stamina. Let's see what's up there. Again, it's not a sky shard, so we're gonna have to keep going on this. It is a trips tile. And are there monster? There is a monster one on it. Let's do this. Let's do that. And there's a monster. He's going to be a level 5. So when revealed after deploying enemies, okay, after deploying enemies, it is a Reaver. So this is, ooh, he's got 2 attack, 1 damage reduction. He's melee only. He's got Rot and Rush. What a Rot and Rush. Keyword fun now. Rot and Rush. Rot. After this unit is defeated by an adventurer, that adventurer gains 1 over fatigue. Oh, what? Okay, Rush is if this unit cannot target an opposing unit after its movement, it moves a second time instead. So if it can't target, it will... If this unit cannot target an opposing unit after its movement, it moves a second time instead of attacking. So it'll do a double move. Okay. 5 health. On the monster tile, which has a cache tile as well. And then is after deployed, place a cache in each unoccupied hex on this tile. Wait. Place a cache chip on each unoccupied hex? Okay, because it's a treasure cache. Forgotten tripwires, so you're playing... Oh no, this looks like some kind of trap. So if I roll, it looks like it's just like a treasure tile, or treasure token. So I have to roll dice. I get 3 attempts. If I get a 3, 4, and 5, something. So if unsuccessful, discard all items in your ready slot and all caches on this tile. Ouch. I really don't want to do that. I think I might just be skipping that tile because that penalty is nasty. I've got these 4 great items. And I do not want to, and I have not been doing this one. After an engage, I get a free recovery. 5 XP, damn you! It's what I do. It's what I do. It's what I do. I forget rules. I forget bits. If it's not highlighted bold, 20-point font, and in my face, I forget it. Okay. Again, I feel that most of the time that's when I'm playing solo and nobody's at the table with me to help me remember. That kind of stuff happens. It is what it is. All right. So I have not moved yet. I have not engaged yet. I cannot attack the rat until it comes into my tile because of the dim lighting in this tile. I do not want to go into that tile because of the traps. Unless I roll 3, 4, and 5 in 3 attempts. So I assume when I get onto that tile, is there a way to do traps or something? Is there a trap? Something like, I feel like the anatomy of a card with the red icon is important. A trap on a delve card. It says, traps represent harmful mechanical or magical effects. They appear in red boxes. When a trap is triggered, how do I know? During their turn, an adventurer must trigger a trap when they enter a hex on a tile with the trap effect, either by moving into or being placed there. Okay. Enemies and companions do not trigger traps, but can be affected by them. Okay. When a trap is triggered, follow the steps. The one who triggered it must make the lockpick check against the difficulty code. Resolve the trap's effect. The trap's effect will specify whether it triggers when the lockpick is successful or unsuccessful. Once the trap's effect is resolved, the trap becomes inactive. Okay, If the trap has no remaining effects to resolve, discard the card. If the trap does not specify affected units, ability does only the adventurer who triggered it. All right, so that is importante. So if I want to get on this, I have to, the first hex I get in, I have to do that treasure roll of 3, 4, 5. Right, fair enough. All right, clear. That one is crystal clear. Again, that rule book part was just fine. All right, now what? I feel like I gotta attack that other guy, and maybe this guy is going to move either 2 or 4 based on if he can get to me or not. I have 2 stinking rooms here without any sky shards. I have to move on to an explore hex, which means I have to move on to this one, which means I need to kill him. All right. So let's roll some snipe die, and let's stinking get the movement die in my cooldown track. Everything else is pretty much unable to do or worthless. So let's roll these guys. Let's put this guy right here. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, so enough damage to kill him. Yay! And we don't get anything for it, right? And then I can now move 3 extra at the start of my turn, as long as that's in my cooldown track. All right. Now I can move, and I'm going to move on to that tile. And I believe, because that's not an explore action, it is occupying an explorable hex. Place an explorable hex, or when you start your turn there, you may explore that hex. Afterwards, you continue to move with that was interrupted by the exploration. This exploring in this way is not considered an explore action. So I used my sight, my power of sight, to explore the treasure. Now I have 2 more movement into wherever the heck that is. And I pray that it's got one of those sky shards on it. Let's go. What do we got? 2, sir! Oh, dear God, the one I showed you guys earlier. It's the big one. It's the big one. It's the big one. I'm gonna have to move some stuff around. Actually, I don't even need this black marsh tile anymore. I could move this thing out of the way. I don't need this no more. Get out of here. Ooh, this is gonna have to stay in my card slot for a while. Let's see, I can move this. Actually, I'll tell you what, tell you what. I'll move this guy over here. Move these guys down. Move all of these guys down. Yeah, I guess this is the part where since you don't know what the heck it's actually going to look like, you have absolutely no idea how to space your table out. It could be a positive and a negative for you. I don't know. This thing has one explorer here, another explorer here, and another explorer here. I don't think it matters. So I'm gonna put it right here, actually. Try to minimize the table usage. Now this is technically a wall. Right, this right here. This is a wall. It's very Gloomhaven-ish right now, isn't it? As you're going through and opening doors and whatnot. All right, now it's time to deploy bad guys and stuff. So this one is basically, because it's a 20 and our max is 13, this guy becomes a 10. So now there's a 10 in this throne room. Oh man, I hope it's something I can deal with as a ranger. It is a Khajiit cultist. 6 health, range of 2 attacks, rolls 2 attack dice, and has a damage reduction of 2. He's got Intimidate and Ritual. What does Intimidate? Actually, let's do Ritual. Ritual 1 is, at the end of this unit's turn, all allied units in sight heal for 1. What would an allied unit be considered? Just bad guys? Does all bad guys heal for 1? Or does it have to be a Khajiit? Like, you know, somebody that is allied. We're going to have to look that one up. What is allied? All right, Intimidate is this, after this unit's engage, apply a fear status die to this target. If the target already has fear, remove it instead. Oh, it probably is something you don't want removed. Something that triggers on remove. Fear is, the effect of this unit's non-combat skills are ignored. The effect does not apply to skill dice already in active slots or cooldown track. So if I'm scared I can't shoot at him. Oh man, this guy knows how to stop me, doesn't he? All right, hey, Aziz, focus, dude. Thanks, man. Thanks, Aziz. We gotta put an Aziz in there. There we go. Boom. Aziz is my cameraman. He's worthless. Okay, well, I moved. And we're getting this guy in here. 6 health, the furthest away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do this one because the rat would not be in sight. I think that's genius. Look at sometimes my genius scares me. Clarkson. All right. Then I'm going to do a 1. So it's going to be a 1. It is a Dark Elf Bandit. 5 health with Divert. And I know we just did Divert, and yet I can't remember what it is. Divert. This unit cannot lose unless it has one last. Okay, so he's there. Then it says, when revealed, the party may choose to gain any amount of light fatigue and distribute it among adventurers. For each light fatigue gained by an adventurer, you may deal 2 true damage to an enemy on this tile. Well, I know who I'm hurting. So, the party may choose to gain any amount of light fatigue and distribute it among us. Each light fatigue gained do 2 true damage to an enemy on this tile. So, and then this blue thing. What is this blue thing? This is 1+. Gain 1 over fatigue for each sky shard that has been collected this delve, including this one. Well, that's not very nice. Okay, so, and then we get 1 and 1. We get 1 cash and 1 legendary to post here. Let's put them like that. Oh, okay. What do you think about that? That's an interesting setup. And I want to do all the damage to that number 10 guy. I will take as much stinking light fatigue as I can to kill this guy right here. So 1, 2, 3. I will take 3 light fatigue. Yes, you heard me right. 3 light fatigue to true damage the crap out of this thing so that it dies without even stinking doing anything. Because everything about him I hated. Like, hey, good job, you killed him. There, your applause. You're too kind. You're too kind. And then I need to continue my movement. Yeah, I just walked onto that hex, but I think that hex is associated with this one. I don't think that one counts. I think this one and this one count. 1, 2. All right, there we go. Yeah, I think that's about all I can do right now on my turn. So now it's bad guy turn. So we do highest. So level 5 Skeever is going to move 2. It can't target, so it moves again and ends its turn. This guy has a range of 2, so he moves here and now target me, and he's going to roll 2 attack die. Go big or go home. All right, so 2 damage to me. I do not like it. I'm now 3 down. Ouch. I'm now 3 down, and I do not like that. What say you? Well, I think I'm going to have to use... Is it when non-quest enemy is deployed, remove it? No, don't need that. How about heal 4 hit points equal to the number of enemies within your range? I think I'm going to have to use that one. All right, start of my turn. I recover 2 based on my recovery stat. But I think I'm going to use 2 to recover a status die from my cooldown track and heal for 2. Or I can gain 2 more die based on... Those guys are gonna do a lot of damage to me unless I can either stay alive or do more damage to them. Oh, it's also the start of the 4th round. What do you think? I have 2 things to choose from for my tenacity. I can gain 2 more die of recovery, or I can gain 2 hit points back. 2 health, or 2 more recovery. I'd be able to grab both my snipe skill left. So right now I basically have just my combat dice. I would move away, I'd shoot combat die only. Which probably isn't the worst thing. That would also keep my... I can also move 3 more hexes more than usual if I choose to go that route. How long can I stand if I don't have... Oh, wait. I forgot my bark skin helmet. When this guy attacked me, I got a recover to die for free. So I am going to go ahead and use my 2 tenacity to heal 2. All right. Now on my turn, I'm going to run away and move through this cache chip. And what do we got? Oh, something I don't care about, but would be amazing. If I were melee, that would be one heck of a stinking item. Oh wait, I don't even know that's there. I'm supposed to roll first. You know what? I'm gonna have to put it back or pick something else because I want to not know what it is because I was thinking, well, I don't want to spend fatigue on that. I don't know what that is. Okay, one more turn to get that 2. All right, I'll spend 1 light fatigue to get that 2. So I don't know what it is. A glyph. Enchant the tile in play. All enemies that start their turn on this tile can only move 1 hex during their movement step. Discard this at the end of the battle. Well, yeah, I'll use that. I assume that's kind of how that works. Help me if I'm wrong with that one. So I'm enhancing that tile, and all enemies can only move 1. And then, let's see, so that was 1, 2, I want to be 3 here, which will explore this tile. Dang it. All right, so that's not exactly the best. Oh, that's a lot of bad guys. Let's see, and I put 2 level 1s out there. First one, a Nord bandit with 6 health and steel, which I hate. I don't want them to steal my stuff. And we've got a skeleton, a 2 health, 2 armored skeleton. So the Nord gets placed first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he gets placed the furthest away. Let's put him there. The skeleton has 2 health. Gets placed there. And this one's trapped. Edible mushrooms. So if I move onto that hex, that I have to roll a lockpicking of 226 with 3 attempts. And if I'm unsuccessful, I drain my highest level available skill die, which would be a level 2. It'd either be the move through and damage or heal, or my true damage darts. I don't know if I like. I don't think I'm going to step on that tile, especially if there are no sky shards there. And that's it. That's a pretty simple one. And now I'm going to combat. I'm going to engage. What am I going to engage? I do feel like my acid darts are going to be really good for this one. I think at this point, I've got a lot in my fatigue cooldown area, so having one of my acrobat dice is probably good. I want to use my bow skill, my ash longbow, to, if I'm 3 away from something, I can do a max of 2. I just turn it to the 2. I have 4 stamina. Who's my target? What is my target? Everything's 3 away at least, and within range. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have, oh man, a lot of bad guys to choose from. This one has Rot and Rush. This one has Divert. This one has Steal. This one has nothing. I kind of feel like this guy right here is the guy who's he's gonna steal my legendary stuff. That's bad. All right, this guy's gonna attack me and do the most damage. This guy's gonna chase me around, and this guy is just harder to kill. So right now I'm, this die is gonna let me target 3 if I roll properly. Who do I need to do the most damage to? I get one more movement actually before I engage, and I'm gonna go here. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Or no, here. There. Because everybody on this tile can only move 1. So these guys can't get to me, and these guys can't get to me. Alright, I'm going to kill the Nord. The Nord is my target with my main one. Alright, good luck to us all. Alright, so this allows me to move through bad guys and heal 1 for each bad guy I move through. That is a tenacity, but I'm turning that to a 2 because of my bow's ability. So that does 2 damage to this guy. That's gone. That does 1 more damage to him. He doesn't have any armor, so no bypassing required. This allows me to pick 3 targets. 3 targets. Oh, sorry, that's a both though. This is acid spray. Select up to 3 targetable enemies. Roll 2d6. If you get a 7, then they get baned. Let's start with the guys that have the highest defense, because this is true. So the skeleton does not. The skeever does not. Let's go back with the Nord. The Nord does. At least I got one of them. All right, so that one goes away. And now my health thing is as far in the back as possible. So that is a lot in my cooldown tray, guys. But that's going to make a difference. And you know what? The 3 movement I did, 1, 2, 3 to get to here, that's at the start of my turn. That was from this. So now I technically had a lot more movement for that. But I engaged, so I screwed that up. Row, next turn. I think that's it. I think that's it for me. Bad guy turn. Gotta start with the 10s, no 10s. Go to 5s. This guy gonna move 1, can't attack, so moves again. Then we go with this guy's gonna move 2, can't do anything. This guy's gonna move 1, 2, but he's gonna take a true damage for his Bane. And then this guy is gonna move 1, and I am within range 2, so he's gonna be rolling his 2 dang dice. Ooh boy. We need blanks. We need blanks. So I am engaged, so I get a die back. I take 2 damage. Oh man, this is gonna hurt. I don't know if I'm gonna be successful. Oh man, I'm gonna need all the luck today. What else can I do here? I'm gonna have to continue to get tenacity here. All right, well, bad guy turns over. We're on round 5 now. It's the start of my turn. I get 3 movement. And I get 1 health for each bad guy I move through. What happens if I can't end my turn on a bad guy? So let's move. So I need to explore one more Sky Shard room. 2 is not enough. I need one more. This has 2 on it. Everything else has nothing on it. So I need to get to here to unlock that. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. I heal up by moving through that bad guy, because that's this die. All right, now I recover. I recover my default 2. I don't have enough tenacity to recover more. All right. Now I can move 4. I'm tempted to just move through some bad guys again so that I can heal up a bit more, because this is not great. Man, I do need to open up another door. We're on round 5. The next round we're going to be taking true damage and a heavy fatigue. So if we don't do some damage now, we're going to be in some big trouble. I can move 4. Oh man, this is rough. So I'm gonna explore. I'm gonna move. All right, good. So this one has a Sky Shard. So this is the last room we're gonna be pulling in, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get it on the camera. So we're pulling one of these guys. We're gonna get a 5 and a 1. It says, when revealed, either discard this card and draw a new one, or you're dealt 2 true damage. So either discard the card. If I have 1 Sky Shard, so this will be, I draw a treasure, end the adventure turn phase immediately, and each adventure gains this. Oh, that sounds terrible. So I guess I'm discarding this. And I'm drawing another one. Now I can't do this one because I already have the big hex out. So I can't do this one. So I think I just draw another one. And I keep going until I find one I can do. All right, Dungeon Cache. When revealed, gain 5. Oh my god, I could kiss this card. And then I get a 5. So let's see here. 1+. Make a lockpick check on the top card of the regular common deck. If unsuccessful, distribute 1 true damage among adventurers and place yourself in any unoccupied hex on the entrance tile. If possible, regardless of success, cycle the lockpick card to the bottom of the deck. Would the entrance tile actually be good? Because then I could... Oh no, it wouldn't. I need to kill all these guys, don't I? In order to be successful. Here's the 5. A Redguard Marauder with Shatter and Steel. It sounds horrendous. And then here's the 1. The Volve with Repost 2. That sounds awful. So it sounds like he needs to be hit from range. And this guy needs to die in a fire. So with my tenacity, I'm going to, when a non-quest enemy is deployed, remove it and deploy a random enemy of that same level to the same hex, gain 3. So spending 3 tenacity to say nuh-uh to the Redguard, gaining 3 bonus hit points. Drawing another guy, level 5, and we've done this one before. This one is a lot better. So 5 hit points, Hacking Swarm. I mean, not really from that aspect, but at least, you know, the native doesn't do anything. He doesn't have steal or destroy. All right, so then I says, make a lockpick check on the top card. Well, these guys get deployed no matter what. So let's deploy these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gets deployed. Let's try to make this visible. I'm not sure if I can. That is way, 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 way up there. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to connect it here. Just because I want the camera to be able to see it. And then the wolf, he is here. And we place one cash card on it. All right, but it says we have to, we have to do this, otherwise we get teleported to the front. Let's see. I'm just looking at this whole sky shard stuff. How do we know when we are successful? Do we just have to reveal, or do we have to kill every enemy now that we've... Whoa. Whoa. Doggo is something outside. Does anybody know if we collect the sky shards on reveal? Do you guys remember? I don't. How do we know? Gaining sky shards. Here we go. When an adventurer moves into a hex on a tile with sky shards, they immediately gain that tile's sky shards and resolve the tile's sky shard effect. I think what the effect is, it's pissing me off. So this one's effect was gain 1 over fatigue for each sky shard that has been collected this delve, including this one. So I would have gotten 2 over fatigue. All right, so that went on entrance. So I probably should have gotten it like way down here, which is probably not the best. All right, then if I can get on that tile, which I would, considering I would have, move on to here, right, on my turn right now, that would get me the other one. And then I would have to roll this to get moved to the entrance, which actually, apparently, that would be a good thing. So then how do we win? Right, is that in the mission log? Can we retreat once we get the sky shards? I feel like that'd be kind of nice. So we have to gain 3 sky shards. If you're in session 2, you must gain additional. Oh, God. Okay. 5 XP. 5 XP moment. You remember when we were talking about what session this was? And we ended up finding out that it was session 1. Well, that made a difference. So we only needed 2 sky shards, which would have been collected upon entering the throne room. If we were in session 2, we would have to get more stuff. All right. We'd have to get 1 more. So the battle objective was survey. And I believe we learned that survey was... You must fully explore the map by gaining the required scar shards. The encounter has failed otherwise. So yeah, we would have won. Classic. Yeah, thanks so much. Oh, you were so helpful, but you are not wrong. You're not wrong. That's a Bob Saget moment. So, I just wanted to play longer. Oh my gosh. All right, who had 6 or more? Who had 6 or more 5 XP moments? You win the prize. All right. So it doesn't say we have to like escape, does it? So uncover is the other one. Except you must also successfully retreat. If the party retreats before fully exploring the map, you fail. However, unlike other objectives, you gain XP for each. Okay. So survey, you must fully explore the map by gaining the required sky shards. The encounter has failed otherwise. So I guess we're we technically got him. Do and then we just escape? We just take an escape action? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna do this lockpick, try to get 224. There's a 4. I'll take 1 light fatigue because I feel like maybe filling this up as a mini game. 2 here. And I'll roll this one for 2. Alright. Alright, this is the last one. I hope it doesn't cost a lot. Oh, okay, we get 2 more. Oh wait, maybe I'm doing this wrong. I want to fail it. I want to fail it, don't I? If I'm unsuccessful. No. If successful. No. It says if unsuccessful, distribute true damage. 1 true damage because there's only 1 player. If in any unoccupied space next to the entrance tile if possible, regardless of success, cycle the lockpick card. Yeah. So I'm not taking that light fatigue. I'm just gonna be unsuccessful. Take 1 true damage, which can go to my what's it called? The bonus hit points, and then I'm placed at the entrance. And then now I need to learn how to escape. Now that I'm at the entrance, can I just leave? How do you leave? What's it called? It's called escaping? Exhaust, engage. Or retreating. It was retreating was the keyword. Retreat. I don't see retreat. So we can consider this one successful. I mean, exploration, explorable. Let's see, delve setup. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about, I mean, it just says you gain the sky shards, and when you have the sky shards, you win, right? I don't see anything in here about, like, it just ends. Even if there are enemies on the board, that seems odd, right? I feel like if there are enemies on the board, you would probably have to be able to get through them. I'm not trying to cheat. I want to know. I really want to know. Additional rules. Does anybody know this one? I would hate for this to be the example that other people follow, and it's egregiously incorrect. That's adventurer rules. Looking under retreat or something. We'll edit this out on the video on demand. There's gotta be a toiletry runner somewhere. All right, we're gonna find it one way or another here. End of day phases, not technically end of day. Yeah, technically is a quest. We're looking again for anything that says once you've gotten all the sky shards from a delve, is it over? Like, I'm alive, I've got the sky shards. Am I done? Like, is that how it works? Or do I have to clean the map? Like, was that conquer? Is the clash keyword. Retreating from battle. It's on page 59 in a little box. It says, the party may agree to retreat at the end of any round. If the party agrees, the encounter ends immediately. This can be helpful to save time and resources by preventing adventurers from likely defeat, but this means the encounter is failed, okay? And the party does not gain the rewards for completing it. Note, The exception is in delve battles with the uncover objective, and the party must retreat after gaining the required scar shards to succeed. So we are not on uncover. We are on survey. Okay, so now I feel like there is definitely something in here that says how to, like the win conditions on survey. All right, now we're just going through this book. And maybe this is helpful to somebody else that's playing this game. Maybe somebody else is having the same problem I am. Defining success. In a delve battle, the map is composed of tiles. Enemy pool, setup. Delve example. We've literally gone over all of these things so far. Delve card anatomy. Delve exploration. Explorable hexes, placing caches, deploying enemies. So place the Sky Shard card near the delve and counter text to show the total number they have gained. Some cards may grant more than one. If these additional Sky cards exceed the maximum for the current delve, they are ignored. Okay, that again doesn't tell me. It says a delve is fully explored when all of its sky shards have been revealed and gained. Okay, that sounds like a definitive thing, right? Unless the encounter specifies otherwise, 3 sky shards are required. This can be any combination of sky shard icons gained on face-up delve cards or face-down delve cards treated as sky shards. It is recommended you leave as much space at the table as possible. Oh, I learned that. I honestly, I feel like that's it, right? I mean, we've gathered everything. I don't. We're gonna find out later. We're gonna find out later. I'm sure somebody's gonna comment on this and say, "We forgot that you have to kill everything first." Je ne sais pas. I do not know how that's supposed to work. But I have moved on to each of the thing. I've gathered that sky shard. I gathered this sky shard. I got 3, which I don't even need. I only needed 2. Because I am 5 XP. It's what I do. I guess rewards are 4 XP. So I've got a total of 5 XP right now. You can't have more than 3. You just have to note it. Let's see. So let's see. When completed, go to entry E25. Maybe there's something that actually happens inside. All right, let's see what we got here. Create Curators of Chaos. It was a tough assignment, but you managed to find the tome before your rivals and make it out of the cavern alive. Did we now? All right. Returning to Lilmuth, you turn over the text to Famia Mercius, an imperial woman and the co-founder of the Cyrodiilic collections. Her face changes from excited to grim as she carefully pages through the first few chapters. This is undoubtedly an important Argonian artifact, and you have our thanks, she says. Given what you saw on your journey and the information contained within, however, it may be unwise for us to display this volume publicly at this time. Still, we can't thank you enough for your service to our group and to the Argonian people. Even if this volume doesn't find a place in our public collection, it will serve as an invaluable resource for researchers of Argonian antiquity. In Session 1, choose one of the following options. Let's see. If your reputation for keeping dangerous items out of the wrong hands lands you another job, select the Black Marsh Fighters Guild for Session 2. I don't know what it says. If your reputation for keeping dangerous items out of the wrong hands lands you another job, select another guild for the next one. It says, if this mission leaves you itching to hunt down even bigger treasures, select Era Undaunted Quest for Session 2. If your aptitude at making connections to get what you want has earned you Secret Admirer, select the Valenwood Eyes of the Queen quest for Session 2. Requires Valenwood expansion. Can't do that one. All right, so I feel like we're going to do the Black Marsh Fighters Guild quest for Session 2. All right, so obviously we had just finished Session 1. In Session 2, Famia beseeches you to track down more information about the brigands you felled beneath Stormhold. Based on how well they were armed, it's unlikely they were simply rogue treasure hunters. Famia tells you that the contents of the tome relate to the natural energies of Black Marsh, and after some research into the properties of the Stormhold crystals, you set off into Black Marsh's dense wood, charting a path forward, a path toward, and an area ripe for magical experimentation. Proceed to the Black Marsh endgame quest for Session 3. Okay, so in Session 2, whatever that exposition thing is, and then proceed to the Black Marsh endgame quest for Session 3. So gain keyword intercept intelligence. So it sounds like for Session 2, we're going to select the Black Marsh Fighters Guild quest. Which, if we go back to the beginning, find the Fighters Guild, which is Black Rose Brigade. So next time we're going to be setting up for the Fighters Guild, which is a different guild card than this one. So this is the Undaunted. So we're going to have a new guild feature for town actions next Friday. And it says Session Snapshot. Race a group of outlaws to Black Rose Prison and keep a prisoner inside the dungeon. So let's pull this out here. We're in Lilmuth, down at the bottom, and we have to go to some prison? Black Rose Prison. Oh, that's right here. So I want to say a race. So we're going to be going over just a couple steps, take 2 days time to go to there, and then assuming, when completed, go to the next thing. So next time, we're still on Black Marsh, so we still got to deal with, rainy weather. But we'll have a new guild, we'll have more XP, and fight more battles. Oh boy. I think we hit quite a few rule issues today, and I really want you guys to, comment. If you're watching this on YouTube or something later, hit those comment sections and tell us where we went wrong, what we did right, what we did wrong, all that stuff. You're not hurting anybody's feelings. It's like, it's what I do. So helping me play this game more efficiently later is more important. So what do you guys think of that one? I definitely feel like the delves are, can't be so, obviously they're so random because, the delve deck is full of black, so right now you got the Black Marsh cards, and then you got generic cards. You're always filling in where the location you are, plus the generic deck. So, the replayability right now seems ridiculous. And as you guys know, that is one of the most important things for me when I play games, is if I play this again, am I going to be trying to play the exact same character, the exact same way, get the exact same loot, because I know what's behind door number 1. I can't stand that, right? So this game, I think this might not be something I get rid of. So far, I'm pretty engaged in the way this one plays. I feel like just, again, one more session. We're going to get those rules. We're going to get, those specifics on what we had issues with today, figured out, done and dusted, and it won't be an issue. And then it'll just be smoother. The days were smoother on this one. We just got to things that were causing issues. So, yeah, I like this one. Well, again, it goes on as it has been. We'll leave you today wanting more, I hope. Then Tuesdays are painting days. Right now, Wednesday and Thursday are Starfield days, the Star Wars Genesis mod full conversion pack. Check that out. Regular Twitch channel, regular Twitch time. And then we'll see you again on Friday next for session 2. I guess technically the start of session 2 for this. And we'll be still in Black Marsh. We're still playing the Argonian Archer with bow and acrobatics. And we'll see where I go from here. Right? So for me, 5 XP. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And if you're looking for more painting videos, go check out Necro. Necro's got a good channel over there. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend, everybody.